So, you've returned. Just in time for more X4. Now, we can see I have a larger ship list. I've more or less left my computer to run X4 about half the time since the last stream. And I captured a few more large ships, especially some Honshus and Kyushus, which are... The Honshus are auxiliary ships. They're very strange to use and will not be useful to us for a very long time. I basically captured them because their inventories have what we need to get the base started. It's got the Terran building materials. The Kyushus are actual builders. They will physically build the structures that we have. And I've pre-purchased 2 more structures just to get that underway. So we are gonna start. Let me lay the outlines, because I get distracted easily while streaming in a way that I don't when I'm doing it off stream. I assure you, I am different at playing games off stream than I am on stream, and I probably am not the first streamer you've heard say that. So we have 3 scouts running around. This elite vanguard is out scouting. We're gonna let him continue to scout. You can see we're discovering a lot of new places, a lot of new spaces. This Nova that I captured, technically what happened is the Nova was docked on a ship that my Marines captured, and so I automatically got the Nova as well, which is a very sweet pickup. When the Nova is done with this round of exploration, we're going to bring him back as an escort. He's going to fall around whatever my primary ship is, and help be flight cover for me, because in this game, they'll be like, all right, here's some easy combat missions, and then you're going to get jumped by like 8 guys, and it'll be nearly impossible for you to win. So you need some cover for you. It's very interesting, desperately needing flight cover just to be able to match up even 2-to-1 on people. And we have a rapier out here, also exploring, also going long term. These people are dropping probes and such. So let's explain what that is before we get into stations. That will tell us, that will inform us why stations are important. Of course, the resource probes tell us where the good resources are located. Or, I believe more importantly, they tell you where the bad resources, where low concentrations are located, and it will detect where your miners should not go, is what it actually does. It does a negative job rather than a positive one. So we've dropped these in big mining areas to kind of outline it. The satellites give us constant trade updates. I spoke about this briefly last time, but as you can see here, it is going to tell us everything going on with many of these stations. I've placed satellites strategically to cover things that don't involve food. I mean, like, some food stations get caught up in this, but I'm not going for food. Like, the solar plant is covered by a resource probe, but not by a satellite, so it will not automatically update. We don't need to know that stuff. We're not going to fill the whole map with satellites. I made that mistake. It allows for too much real time. It slows your game down. I am satelliting the stuff around Argon Prime and Second Contact Flashpoint 2. I'm definitely going to satellite Grand Exchange and 18 billion because those are big hotspots. Nopelius 2 and 6, I think, are over here. And we're going to satellite all of Terran space, but we haven't really gotten around to it yet. Our explorers are out exploring rather than dropping satellites everywhere. So now we know we have satellites. They're going to update trade offers for us. We need to have a mining base. And this is why we are forming 3 bases. So we could have 1 base, but this is a trap that I fell into, and we're going to get around that trap. Especially for Terran, it's so easy for Terran to get locked into 1 base, because they only have 3 mineral production buildings and 3 food and medicine production buildings. So with those 6 buildings, you could build it all there. The issue is that those buildings are going to require all 6 base resources. And the problem comes with the fact that individual stations, the manager of the station is not good at handling load balancing. It doesn't always fall for this, but it attempts to fill one type of the three resources, either one of the three minerals or one of the three gases, as high as possible before moving to the next one, which is not good because you'll be constantly running out of one or more resources. We're going to sidestep that by creating two supporting bases that will pull in one mineral and one gas each. And then we will set up trade routes between those stations and to a primary one, which will be a manufacturing base. The manufacturing base will be of secondary concern right now. We do want to be making our own stuff, but the max value we get is out of the raw ore. And right now, ore is not being distributed correctly in the Cigaris Pioneers area. We can make this better. So we will set up trade routes. They will not be a priority. They will exist, and we will not want to do them early on. We can see if we enable, let's do ore, silicon, and methane. Those are some pretty good. I think helium is also needed around here, but let's do ore, silicon, and methane. And you can see that, 806 methane over here is not being covered. Even though we have so many miners in this area, the ore is still not being covered. There's a 2-star ore area. It just constantly needs to feed this machine. But let's look over here. So there's no auto miners here because there's no materials in this sector. And the prices are up enormously. The demand is huge. 30,000 demand. So the higher the demand, the higher the price. So yeah, we're over here, we're selling, we're driving industry. But if we sell over here, we're going to get huge, huge dollars. And the way we're going to do that is by taking all of our ores, and rather than manufacturing goods ourselves and selling intermediate tier products, we're going to just sell the ore directly. And once we've saturated the whole area with ores, what that's going to do is make sure that maximum production is happening for the Cigaris Pioneers. They're going to build more ships, they're going to build more stations. When they are fully satisfied, the leftover of that should go to our manufacturing, and we will begin producing intermediate parts, which can be used to make new bases and stuff for ourselves or be sold directly. There's a trick to all of this that I haven't mentioned yet, and that is energy. You'll notice that this sector, Gaian Prophecy, has a sunlight bonus of 186%, as does the nearby, I don't know if it's 186, but it's pretty high. 186. We got 121% over here, but we're not setting up a base here. Over here, 2%. There is no shot. These guys are all buying energy cells. And without the energy cells, even if they have all the other resources, none of their bases will work. Nothing is going to run. Nothing is going to get processed. All of these buildings buy energy cells in humongous numbers. And a bigger problem is that Terran solar generation. So there's two types of buildings. There's the Terran type, which are much easier. And there is the Commonwealth. I think it's called Galactic Commonwealth or Commonwealth of Nations. Doesn't matter. The Commonwealth buildings, the solar panels are way more effective. I think they're almost twice as effective. So the Cigaris Pioneers are close enough that we could easily ship in Antigone materials to build solar panels on our Terran bases. And while these bases aren't very big, they're just going to be holding ore. We are also going to create a container system and then put a bunch of solar panels on them. So they will not just be, I wouldn't call it producing ore, but I would call it producing energy cells. And we will sell the energy cells to the Terrans when we have the rep to do it. And as soon as that becomes available, it's going to be a second, very large income stream for us. However, it is going to involve a lot of hauling. So we're going to build the bases, then we're going to talk about how we distribute materials, and then we're going to probably work on getting Terran rep so that we can plant stations in Terran space and sell things to the Terrans, which is really the middle game for us. So we have a quest here to speak to this individual. Hold on. It is honorary assistant. So we're going to be in this building that we're in right now for a little while, the space lab. You can see our little guy down here. Hold on, let's turn this on. We're going to be down here in the space lab. We need to get the Cigaris Pioneer trade quest as well in a minute. So this guy is going to give us a promotion. That promotion is going to give us discounts when we buy, and it's going to give us a bonus cash when we sell.
You've continued to work alongside us, and we wanted to reward you for your continued aid in these hard times. It is a real honor to present you with this rank, as a demonstration that we consider you to be one of us. Of course, we will also reward you with benefits. These benefits are linked to your rank, so they will be lost should you turn against us. But given how you have helped us out in the past, I do not see that being a real worry. I hope you find these rewards fitting to the work you've done, and that you are able to make the most of them. Oh, and expect some of our organizations to reach out to you for help in the near future. Once again, we really appreciate what you have done for us so far. We look forward to working with you more in the future. Good luck out there.
Oh, got hit with the autosave. Now, I think I have a rep of 21, which means I can probably get the next level of rep bonus here real quick. And then we're going to start buying some blueprints. We'll probably buy the police license as well. It's just interesting to have. Oh, it's not giving me that. Well, we are going to get the police license for sure, for sure.
Good luck out there.
So you don't need to buy a lot of this stuff. Let's go over the basics of what you're definitely going to need for your first ore base. So you're not going to need all of this stuff. You will need energy cell eventually, but I don't think you need it to start out with. I'm going to get the L's because I have the money, but getting the S's to get started is fine. These are containers. You need these to hold materials. So solid is going to hold ores, liquid is going to hold gases, and container is going to hold finished goods. You're also going to need a dock. The Terran 4M10S is going to handle a lot of medium miner needs and trader needs. And the Terran T-Dock 4 Pier is going to bring in big numbers of ships. So the large and extra large ships have to dock at something like this. Let's see. So that covers things that you definitely need are those. We're also going to pick up. These are connective materials. They help your base look good and build on a grid structure. I'm going to pick up Computronic Substrate, which is a extreme resource that's needed for a lot of things. Metallic microlattice is like hull plating. You use a lot of it. And silicon carbide is like station plating. So we need all of that. Again, we don't need protein paste, MREs, and medical supplies, but I am getting it because I have the extra money. Eventually, at some point, you will want to be able to make those things. I am going to get the Terran energy cell just for the lols, but it is functionally worse in every way. So it's not really worth getting. I'm not going to get into the drug game, even though Garp Erkins is a criminal. He doesn't deal in drugs. It is very lucrative, and if you build drugs on your facility, the police will not come after you as long as you aren't shipping the drugs. And you notice some of these prices are pretty extreme, like 16 million for Terran living quarters. You can get around that, and we probably won't discuss it this stream, but we will later talk about how you can steal blueprints by planting EMP bombs on stations on the module you want, blowing it up, and then scanning a copy of the blueprint off to save you a ton of money. And all it might do is get you shot and killed. I think because, again, I have the cash, I am going to pick up disc defenders and then probably like large and medium turrets. I guess I can't buy any. Oh, because it's weapons, not turrets. Here we go. Let's do medium, like laser pulse. We can do pulse. And then like a large beam. That'll cover a lot here. Do scrap tractor as well. Did I get this? Did I get the recycling thing? You definitely don't need this, but it's fun to have. The scrap. That's for later, though. We'll talk about that later for sure. And then we need large and medium shield generators. We'll get the cheap stuff for now.
Good luck out there.
All right. Step 2. We've got to get our trade. Now, let me make sure I am the correct rank right now. Factions, relations, Cigaris Pioneers. Okay, yes, I am a patron of Terra Nova, so I can buy capital ships from them and get all the good stuff. At 27, they will allow me to use their stuff, and they will show me all their orders of their ships, and they will come and defend our property, which is very police of them. Let's see here. The quest for the trade guilds is here. We're going to activate it. We probably won't do any of these on stream. It's real off-stream material, but the trade guilds give you access to level 2+ seminars for training pilots, managers, and such. And they also give medium and extraordinary mods and stuff like that you can only get through trade guild quests.
Pilot?
Yes.
So good to see you. It's no secret the Cigaris Pioneers are struggling. Ever since our inception, we've struggled to carve out a niche for ourselves. Quite frankly, we need people like you to help sustain ourselves and compete with the other, much larger organizations. There would be a one-time investment, after which you will become a member of our trade guild and have access to a number of job listings. Very good. I'll let our coordinators know. You'll be able to see jobs on offer in the areas we operate in. I am sure you'll be a big help.
Okay. Shift D is going to take us back to our ship. I stole at significant effort, we stole this ship. It took 3 sets of extremely expensive veteran Marines to take it. I didn't talk about some of the cool new ships we got. Of course, we got a bunch of large ships. I didn't talk about the Incarcatura Vanguard that we got, which can carry 207 Marines and currently has 67 veteran Marines who they have seen some death. They have seen some death for sure. Keeping that ship on standby. I did a lot of this piracy to speed things up on stream to show you guys like how to get started quickly. It is a bit cheesy. It's more than a bit cheesy. I mean, there are things we could do here, like try to steal carriers and such, that we are not going to attempt. Because I want to keep this somewhat legit, even though I'm speedrunning part of the game. So we're going to fly out here to this factory while it gets built. I'm going to autopilot over there. Oh, no, I might have accidentally ordered... Which ship did I order? The Incarcatura? Nope, let's cancel that. So cancel all my orders, set guidance, Shift A. This is a... Why isn't it showing me the ship? Where are we? There we go. So this is the Osaka. It is the Terran small destroyer. Not every race gets a small destroyer. It has a bit less range, a lot less firepower than its competitor, the Sin, and it is not as tanky, but it is better at fighting fighters. So it's going to be great for us for a while, actually. The center of the ship, that red dot that you can see right here, is a small ship landing pad. Since we don't have teleport yet, which is a problem, I should probably get it at some point. Using a boarding shuttle to get around is going to be necessary, especially for these larger ships that sometimes can't dock at smaller stations. So the Incarcatura is currently holding a boarding shuttle because getting onto that ship, getting onto an Incarcatura, it's hard to tell how big it is compared to other ships. I mean, it is much bigger than other ships. It's about twice as big as other ships. And so you basically have to have a boarding shuttle to fly on board. So let's focus up, concentrate, and get started making these bases. We're going to start with, let's start with the ore base. Very basic build here. We're going to do docking module. We're going to start here with this. We're going to put a large... We're going to drag this whole thing up until it's at max level on the mid. So these 4T docks, you can see that they have an interference area that takes up the whole plane of existence. So we're going to get around that by putting it at the very top so it doesn't block other buildings from being built unless we expand the base upwardly in the... I think they consider this the Y rather than Z direction, but, you know, in the up direction. Connected to that, I think we are gonna do some good building practices and start with a T-cross, then a down, and then another junction section here, just so we can build off of it. We need a solid ore container. Oh, this is trying to build too high. Yep, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna build up. So we need a solid and a liquid and a regular container. We've hit the edge of the map here, so we'll do those three, and this should give us plenty of space. So the solid will let us get ore. The liquid is going to let us get one of the three gases, and then the container is going to let us hold finished products, and the finished product we are going to process here is energy cells. And this is a very small base. We're not going to be able to get many in here, but we are going to jam quite a few, as many as I can fit in. It looks like I may need to reconsider about how I make this if I want to get a lot of them in here. There are a couple cheesy ways to do this. You can... I'm trying to beautify this, so not doing the cheesy ways, but I will show you the cheesy ways. Technically, you can just leave stuff hanging out in space, and these bad boys keeps getting stuck on the other buildings. These bad boys can essentially fold right on top of each other in a way that doesn't make sense. Like, you'd be blocking the sunlight from each other. This will work, and you can stack them like this to get dozens of them. We're not going to do that. That's super duper cheesy. How do I want to do this? I can technically build down. I could always, we have the money, I could expand the size of the base out a little bit. I think expanding the size of the base may be the key here. The other thing to do would be to pull a cross section here and then build a so these are the regular non-Terran energy cells, just to be very clear about that. Okay, that will work. So we're going to do it twice. That's going to give us quite a few energy cells. These energy cell producers are very expensive upfront costs. Very expensive upfront costs. They will pay for themselves in the long term. Okay, we're going to have you... I believe this is the base that's right next to this guy. All of that is locked in. What needs to happen now is we need to give this base funds to get the building started, and we need the station to be built using materials brought from anyone. This is a Terran base, so we're going to set Terran building. And we're going to bring the Honshoes that are loaded up with goods over to hyper accelerate this building. I'm going to transfer wares. Oh, it doesn't need any of that, huh? Let's see here. 3, 2. Oh, it needs to be negative, sorry. 3, 2, 3, 2. Boom. That will fully complete what you can out of this bad boy here. We're then going to have it fly over here. We're preloading station funds in here. Obviously, we're dropping materials off, so there won't be a cost for those materials to us. Functionally, the money is going back to us. So we will get whatever money we don't spend back later. We're now going to build a similar base. Actually, we're basically going to build the exact same base over here. So what I'm going to do, even though I don't like the look of this thing, probably the way I would do it if I had truly unlimited funds would be to make it go deeper, like buy a deeper plot, which you can do, and then build all 3 of those container types, the storage types, straight down, and then have the energy cell, have the energy cell solar panels coming off of them from the 4 cardinal directions. That would be how I would do it if I had a lot more money. We are just getting some small, pretty basic, we're going to call this basic or repository, and we are going to bring that over to the silicon base. Perfect. We're going to assign the builder that is right next to it. Build it. Then we will have the second Honshu come over and drop its goods that it has. Just a quick start this base as well. Gonna be negative 32, 32. Bing, bam, boom. Once those are done, we're gonna have bull ships drop the last of their materials, which are gonna be metallics, over here. I bet both these ships are... Oh, they are moving, huh? Okay. They're not stuck in any way. They're just being weird about it. Now we're going to make the factory, the centralized repository. I think we're going to load up the plan, and then we're just going to edit it quite a bit. This will have... Let's try something like what I was mentioning. We're going to remove the sequence. We're going to get it started building all of this. Like that. Cancel, build. We're all good here. You need to make sure all of these... Did I forget to do it over here? Yeah. Aaron. Okay. So now that I've paid the money in, it is going to draw materials in from the surrounding area to build the very basic structure that we have. It has no storage currently. We are then going to slap some storage on until we have problems. Problems are probably going to come up immediately. It did indeed come up immediately. So we're going to make this base a little deeper just as a demonstration. It's funny that this is the base I'm making deeper. It's also not going to be a base that will have a ton of Z minus. That's deeper. No, it's Y minus. There we go. Let's do 2 this way. Buy the license for it. Get back to building. This isn't a base that we're going to set up a ton of energy cells. Or maybe we will eventually. We've got container storage down. We still need liquid and solid liquid. We gotta go down. We have to go deeper. We have to go deeper. I don't know what I'm doing. I've heard weird stuff about Starfield Jedi Muffin. I don't know that I'm ready to confront that game. I don't know that I'm ready for it. Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. Fallout 4, I don't know that I can ever play again. I truly got too caught up with a man whose name I'm going to say is probably Preston Garvey, saving all of the small towns until I had nothing left. Both no small towns and no patience for that man. All right, so these are the 3 material production buildings here. We've got the very basic one, metallic microlattice, which is going to take ore and one of the gases. Silicon carbide is going to take metallic microlattice, a very small amount of it. And then I think other ore and gas. And weirdly, computonic substrate takes both mineral types. Not ice, but it does take ore and silicon, which no other building does. And it requires a truly massive amount of silicon. So this building is not going to be functional if everything's working correctly. We're also going to start producing extremely basic amounts of goods needed to keep habitations alive. This will just be a backup. So I'm going to put this MRE facility on its side. And so it will not fit, huh? I'm going to have to put it here. Sure. Okay. I can kind of deal with that. When we make this base bigger and more expanded, probably we won't expand this base too much. We're going to set up a much larger base in true Terran space, not the Pioneers. That will be a much larger base. I do want to make sure that we get some solar panels here. So I'll tell you what, we are going to remove this and it'll come back in a second. Don't worry. Move. And what we're going to do is we're going to edit the size again, but this time we're going to edit it this way. Nope, this way. I'll take that size addition. That's not bad. It's going to turn out all right. We got a little bit of spare cash. All right. So with that, I should be able to sidestep the MRE production facility. Flip it on its back. And then we're going to stick it. Oh, wow. That's really not working, huh? There we go. And with this additional space, we will attach solar panels, the minimum amount needed to get working. Yeah, let's go. It turned. And I can copy it. It is not auto sticking in the way that I want it to go. Oh, there we go. It managed to land there. So what we could do is stick a ton more solar panels on there, but I don't think we need it. I think this is good for right now. These will probably have drained most of our cash, honestly. Yeah, we're down to 805,000. So these are going to passively pull in the materials they need from places around us, which is okay. I believe because this area, Gaian Prophecy, is 2 jumps from an Antigon space, it should pull over the materials needed, but let's double check. So we can see what materials are currently incoming by going down here, by going to build storage, opening it up. So we can see a full load of Claytronics have been purchased and are being pulled in. That's not anything we've dropped, so that's coming in. Hull parts aren't here yet, but I feel confident that if we wait, they will come. If we wait, they will come. We need to let these stations cook, and when they're done, we will be able to assign managers to them, and those managers will be able to take in ore ships and get that going. All right, it looks like we have found a ship that has problems. Oh, that execute trade failed 10 hours ago. Never mind. That was a long time ago. That happened this morning before I woke up then. What to do while we wait for these to get built? So the builders are there. The Honshoes are dropping things off. One thing to do would be to make sure that these Honshoes also drop energy cells off here as well. I'm going to make sure that we get this bad boy juiced up with negative 4329. That will work. And that'll give it capped out. When this is actually built and it has container storage, we're going to drop all of the solar panels in there. Sorry, all of the energy cells. And then they'll be traded out. And then the Honshoes will be relatively empty. Oh, we got a comment in chat here. I got so caught up in things. You're presenting a game at a convention in Norway in June. Part of game design was inspired by my Shadowrun videos. Do you mean the Shadowrun Hawaii, or when I did Shadowrun like Daggerfall Returns and such? You make a karaoke streamer mode for the game. Incredible. Karaoke mode would be good. Not for me. Not for me. Streamer mode would be good though. Absolutely. Any mode that disables like copyrighted music is a good call. My favorite part of the WWE video games is that when you enable streamer mode, it just straight out strips all the music from cinematics, so you're literally just watching nothing happen for like a solid 30 seconds on intros. This is the worst possible implementation of streamer mode. That's okay, it's the WWE. While these build, I could finesse this. I could send traders out to purposely buy hull parts and bring it back, but honestly, the hull parts are simply going to be used to make those power cells, the solar panels. I don't know that we need that specifically. I guess making sure that we get the basics down. I mean, we've already got the silicon carbide and the computronic substrate on the way. I think we're going to hunt criminals in Terran space and try to see if we can pick up missions. We'll let these stations build in the background while we cook. Let us cook, essentially. I'm gonna save, and then we're gonna head on over there. Our explorers are exploring in 3 different directions, and then they all are stopping to refill their probes and resource probes and satellites. Our miners are all automatically mining. Our freighters are sitting here waiting for the bases to get finished, which it is what it is. They'll be useful when they're good to go. Oh man, the Shadowrun games. I think the first one was not my strongest. Hong Kong was incredible, but people got pretty offended at me wearing the rice hat, or whatever it's called, the patty hat. That is what it is. Also, I only have so many Asian accents, you know what I mean? Like, every character couldn't have their own unique voice. I feel like the complaints are legit. I am not good enough to do the whole voice acting of the game myself. Hey Rad, how's it going? We just got a lot of little things going on here.
Entering system.
Welcome to X4. For some reason, this base doesn't. Oh, space doesn't have a construction budget put in. I never paid for it. That's why it's not getting started building. Pay your bills. I'm gonna put enough money in to get it started. It should start buying the materials needed to build the buildings in order. And as long as the large dock gets put in, the ships can start docking there. But I guess I need the container store, or I need the ore storage to really get it going. Oh, karaoke mode would be removing the voice acting of the game, and then streamers get to voice it over. Listen, that's pretty good. That's good stuff. Potentially could also be very bad stuff. This satellite is out of position as well. I needed to cover that computronic substrate lab. We got here all sorts of intel going. I want to be very clear because this is probably Rad's first time being here. This ship is very large. It's probably in like the top half of size. So you don't have a lot of reference for it until we start passing people. It's a big ship. And it's a combat vessel. I stole it in a kind of game-breaky, exploity way that was very funny. It also cost me an enormous amount of personnel to take this ship. I should while I'm bragging about it, I should make sure everything is turned on. The drones will defend me. The pulses are all set for fighters. Good enough for me.
System. Sold.
You can see that the ship is almost as big as the Raiders. Yeah, they were sacrifices I was wanting to make. Star Destroyer size? I don't think so. Let's take a look at the actual statistics. There is a Star Wars mod for this game that people consider to be top class. They think it's one of the best in the biz. We might have to go to the encyclopedia, which I don't go to very often. Let's check the Osaka. See what data we can get on it. Carriers and destroyers. Osaka is 202 tons and length and such. I didn't see that sort of information here. It is a small, large ship. Just to be clear. Compact for its size. Take a look at where we're at. We're at our destination. We're turning autopilot off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fly around Terran stations. The Terrans don't like us because they don't like outsiders. And I am an Argonian citizen, which means I am a human from the part of the galaxy that got left behind. So the humans made the jump gate network, and human colonies went out into space, and then the jump gate network collapsed, and the places that weren't near Earth could only talk to each other and not Earth, and they formed the Argon Federation. It then collapsed again, and the Argon Federation split into the Argon Federation and the Antigone, whatever they call themselves, Antigone Republic. And while the Antigones and the Argon get along, Terrans do not get along with either of them, and they don't like aliens, period, end of story. So we're going to cruise around Terran stations looking for criminals. And we're going to use our large guns to blow criminals up. And that will make the Terrans happy with us. We are also looking for missions at these stations. There's going to be very few offered because we are not favored. That ping means a criminal was detected nearby. Technically means an enemy ship was detected on radar range. If we shoot at it now, we'll definitely hit the station. We need it to clear, and we're gonna go. There we go. It dropped a bunch of crime material. So this is gonna be like drugs and stuff. I'm gonna pick it up, but we're gonna have to drop it later because the Terrans have excellent police forces, and they will okay, no drugs, a bunch of mods, which are all good. We want mods. On to the next station. And we're just gonna glide around here, searching for criminals, trying to find missions. While we're going to these stations and discovering the area, it will update I don't know if it's 3 hours or 6 hours, the trade offers that we can see at these stations if we turn the trade thing on need to get re-updated. if the trade data is updated when we have traders, the trader manager will make automated decisions to go sell to this place. And you can see here that this silicon carbide mill, three hexagons means maximum need and high selling price, and they need close to 50,000 of each. Imperial Star Destroyer is 40 million tons. That's pretty dang big. Yes, this is not Imperial Star Destroyer size. It is only single player. They are talking about re-adding the multiplayer component that they took away in the next few months for like the next big patch. So they are currently running the final betas for 7.0, and it is on sale now for the Steam Endless Replayability sale. I like this game a lot. You can also get codes for it from gray market sites if you want to save a couple more bucks and you're into that kind of thing. This has been out for, you know, like 8 or 5 years. It's been out for a long time, so there's a lot of codes out there in the world. Looks like we cleared the station. He's absolutely evading our guns. These guns were not made to shoot small. Oh no, we shot a regular ass civilian.
This is Sector Security. Comms channel open.
Oh no.
Reporting an attack against.
Oh, we're getting out of here. No. Nope, nope,
Criminal
nope,
record has
nope.
been updated.
No. Did my reputation just drop to -16? I'm trying to kill the criminals! Hold on, come on. Kill this criminal. It's just going to get our reputation back. I probably should have saved before I did that. Alright, we only have a rating of -14 in the lower right-hand corner, so that's fine. This station is pissed at us, though. If it had guns, it would be shooting at us right now. They're very, very mad. That's Cigar's Pioneer Station. We don't want to go there. We're already friends with Cigarians. We are gonna go here.
Engaged.
We're gonna go here. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, guys. We're gonna be okay. It's so funny I'm hanging out in Cigar Space because on my last playthrough, they did absolutely nothing. They did absolutely nothing. 0% of things. Again, if you want to play Star Wars with this game, there is a very complete, highly regarded Star Wars mod for this game that has like 7 factions like Hutt, Trade Federation, CIS, Old Empire, New Republic, Old Republic, all that kind of stuff. Don't think there are any carriers on any of my remote sensors right now, so I can't show you like carrier groups flying around. But in the Star Wars mod, they absolutely make it. Oh, hold on. I want to go there.
Disengage.
We want to go to that station. There's so many ships there. There's definitely going to be a criminal. I'm going to save before we go over there. This is an orbital logistics dock. I believe it has a huge number of guns, so we can't be making any mistakes. I should really be using a much smaller ship to be hunting these criminals, like a heavy gunship or a fighter or even a shuttle with a single gun would be better. I'm just rolling up with a full fleet warship
Baldrick.
to take out maintenance vehicles. Tells you everything you need to know about my style. How's the economics of station building coming along? Do we see any freighters docking here? Oh, yes we do. We see freighters docking. This base has started to build. We can get some of our money back because we provided our own materials. It has accepted that happened. We can put part of this in here. Oh my goodness, some of these bases take a ton of money. We're gonna have to deal with that in a second. Let's check for missions, blow up criminals, and then we're gonna get back to managing the base. I think building 3 bases was too ambitious. I don't have the money to cover 3. Putting scanning mode on while we look for criminals, not strictly necessary, but I think I'm gonna try to slip. So these big things right here are station turrets. So if I mess up here, they're gonna unload on me at 0 range, and that's a fight they will win. So we cannot afford to miss here. I'm gonna try to shoot the gap, though. I can see that there are little cars here, little flying space cars, and we need to get close to those space cars to detect criminals. So I want to be near places where they come out. I'm also passively scanning all the pieces of the station around me, looking for signal leaks, things that I can steal, black market missions, things along that line. I think that's actually a signal leak right there. Hold on.
Get space.
Oh. Uh-oh. That's actually the police. So the police are coming for me, which is bad. Oh, that's right. Station security did actually literally say they were summoning the police. Come on, get the nose down. We have to get out of here. The cops are coming. We need to let the cops cool off for like 30 minutes, and they will forget I ever existed or shot one of their stations by accident. So we're gonna bail on this mission to fight criminals real quick, because we are a criminal. It's GTA mechanics. Rad, it's GTA mechanics. That's what's happening to me. All right, let's see what's built at this base. We are looking at Gaian Prophecy, or it has the regular dock module, and it is 7 minutes away from the T-dock. Once the T-dock is built, it's still going to take a little while for those containers. We do have time to start putting managers on those bases. If they're not useful until the bases are operational, but when they show up, they're going to be great. Okay. I'd like a 2-star manager to start with, but all of our best managers are captains. So we're gonna have to settle for the bolos. Let's do it. And then there was somebody else down here, right? Always with the bolos, I think. These workhorse bolos providing our manager core. Okay, so the star rating of the managers is how many gates they can send miners and traders. Since they're 1 star, they can send them 1 gate. So since all the bases are in Gaian Prophecy, that means they can send it to Cigaris and Brennan's Triumph. Brennan's Triumph is absolutely where we want to be selling stuff. The prices here are crazy. The amount of goods that they need are so high, and their own people are not selling to them. This is a economic weak point that has been randomly added to the game for players to exploit. So the game, when it starts and generates a new map, it creates faults in the economic system at random on purpose so that players have something they can do. If we begin supply, and it's so funny because it chose this system to do it, because this is a shipyard which builds large and extra large, and this is the wharf which builds small and medium. They are not building enough ships because they are starved in the one system that has all of their shipbuilding assets. So if we get these working, they're going to start pumping ships out like crazy. It is in our best interest, therefore, to begin doing that. Also because I'll probably steal those ships later. Teehee. We do have the slight issue that we don't have enough money to run these stations. We barely have enough money to build the stations. We are cutting some costs, and using that, I'm hoping we can get enough to build the last station. Still not enough. Not even close. Get up to here. Our miners will just keep passively pulling in cash. I don't know if there's any missions I have. I don't really have any missions going on. Destroy criminal traffic. Sure.
Entering system.
That's worked out great for us so far. It's it's in the Brennan's Triumph that we just passed.
Autopilot.
Alright, we're gonna turn around. We're gonna hunt these criminal scum real quick while our other criminal bounty gets taken off of us. Again, I really should be using a smaller ship, but this is very funny for me. Maybe I should be setting my turrets to fight them. My turrets are like beam turrets. I think they're specifically made to fight small ships perfectly. I guess I should do that. That would be smart, right?
Entering.
That would be a way to get around this problem I have created for myself. Is that too smart, perhaps? For me? So we also have live stream access. It's not super worth covering, but live stream access means we can go to any Cigaris Pioneer ship or station and see what's going on with them at any time. And just kind of follow them around. Or we'll do it real quick. We'll just like follow a random ship around. We see that it's flying. Now, one reason to use live stream is that if you get into a truly horrifying accident of some kind, like a bad crash, or you get stuck inside an asteroid, even your AI pilot, if you get up, your AI pilot can fly you, but they won't be able to get out. If you teleport away and you're out of system, if you're out, so like out of sector, they will just fly away as if the asteroid didn't exist. The other way to get around it is to start live streaming somewhere out of camera view. So if I was in a horrible accident right here while I was flying right now, and I live streamed a ship in a nearby sector or even quite a distant one, the AI would figure things out. The asteroid would deconstruct now that nobody's looking at it.
Autopilot disengaged.
And that would be that. Where is this point? It is this base, right? Did it drop me out of this? Let's cycle it. Cigaris Pioneer Shipyard. Alright. It's supposed to be here. Maybe I will take a short little micro jump here. These discs are the turrets, so if I mess up, they're going to be the ones going after me. The outer rings, those rings are habitation rings, so we're going to kind of fly through the rings towards that center area. There should be civilian traffic going along that route, I believe. I don't know Terran stations as well.
Maintenance vessel.
Alright, so... Well, before I mark it as hostile, let's make sure we have a clean shot. Oh no! I hit spacebar by accident. That was... bad. That was bad. We are way too close, so what we're going to do now is mark it as hostile. Oh, can't do that. The turrets are not shooting. I need to back off. It's so close, my guns will not track on it. Come on, let's bring that gun online. Bring it in line. Yep, no, we're offline. Here we go. We've almost cleared the station. Bing, bam, boom. We got one of them. There's a lot of them out here, though.
Short range transporter.
That one we detected it, and then it immediately dove into the station.
Stop that drone!
Maintenance
Okay,
vessel.
hold on. Yikes. Accidentally drops nuke. What is this, Fallout? Come on. Bring the second gun out. Truly spray and pray here.
Short range transporter.
Well, Rad already knows fire by volume.
Short range transporter.
We're gonna go down while they go up. That should get the station out of the background of, let's generously call it a sight picture.
Transporter.
Back off. He's coming towards me. He's coming towards me! I think he's armed. No shot here. Absolutely not. 0% chance. Not going to shoot the administrative building. We're going to wait this one out until we get another criminal. Look at all this civilian traffic here, though. One of these guys is going to be criminal scum we can blow up. There we go. Here's a new guy. I don't know if it's him specifically, but one of these people... I use the term people generously.
Thank you.
These space criminals. They think they can run drugs. They think they can commit their space crimes. Not on my space watch. Oh, I nailed him in between other civilian traffic as well. That was very impressive. I wonder if the gunners and the engineering crew on my ship are quickly leveling up because we're killing people. And so my accuracy is increasing.
Short range transporter.
I mean, I know that's how the mechanic works. I just don't know if it's going that fast. Where's the left hand? Oh, the left hand gun is also on top of it. So you can see the two little blue dots is where the guns are currently pointing. Just in case you're wondering how this works. Oh, thief. Thieves are bad. We don't like thieves. Not that I've stolen any ships recently. There we go. All 6 are done. Wait, who's mad now? Oh, is this just more criminals? Did they just mission completed and more criminals spawned? I can just kill them for whatever. I have a police license, so I'm allowed to do this. We are gonna fail for a little bit here. Get autopilot turned on.
Autopilot. Engage.
While we work with our new amount of money at finishing these stations up. That is enough to finish this station. Perfect. We need a 3rd manager, and then I think we can start cooking. Manager, skill, sorted. Wire manager, sign. Let's take a look and see if any of these bases have a dock, a T-dock for large ships, and a ore storage. We got a dock, we have a T-dock, we have cross sections being built, but probably not storage. We still gotta wait. The perils of real time. Some tutorial I'm giving you, right? What's the Tony Stark's dad? I'm limited by the technology of my time. Turn this off. We're gonna take a look at our explorers just to see if we need to update anything. This guy's out here exploring Pluto. Somewhere out here should be a warp gate to, or sorry, travel gate to the Oort cloud, the farthest point from Earth. Where is the Nova? That looks like Grand Exchange 4, and it is. He's beginning a satellite drop to update the area. At some point, we're going to move into Grand Exchange 1 with a fairly large station. And this area and 18 billion. 18 billion is very useful because not only does it have an orange silicon, it also has methane, which you can't get in Grand Exchange, I believe is what works. So while these guys all have ore, silicon, hydrogen, helium, The methane is extremely low in Grand Exchange 3 and will run out quickly. 18 billion's got you covered. There are also shipyards and a wharf, which are big buyers of materials. So doing business in... This is the center core of the galaxy. I know it doesn't look like... I know it looks like the far rightmost part is actually the center of the galaxy. We're going to do a ton of business there. When a manager reaches max level, you can go 5 travel gates. So that's from this sector to this sector is 1. 2, these are all the same sector. You can see because of the borders. 3, 4, 5. So from the center of the galaxy, you can reach Sagara's Pioneer Space to unload materials on them. You can go very far and unload materials at quite a distance. Rather than sell to everybody, though, we are going to hyper-concentrate on our 3 war combatants. We're going to, in the medium-term game, concentrate on selling to the Terran Protectorate, which we can't see but occupies right here and right here. And we're doing that because they hold this gap. This is Savage Spur 2, the evil Xenon Terraformer AI robots come pouring out of this gate with incredible force. And the Terrans are basically the only ones holding them back. We want the Terrans to do that. In addition, if Terrans are well supplied with material, they are going to create intervention forces, like American expeditionary forces. They're going to create capital ship fleets supported by fighters, and then just send them off somewhere else in the galaxy to fight the Xenon, which will reduce pressure on everyone else. The other combatants we're going to be selling to are the Antigone. The Antigone are equally holding this gate right here, which leads to an empty sector called Frontier's Edge, and then it backdoors down to here in the faulty logic area. So Xenon come pouring up through here. Probably we might see some Xenon in the second contact flashpoint. We can see their dead ships are here. So they've been killing commerce. All of the stations. Oh, here they come. Yeah. They just entered sensor range. So they're coming here, they're blowing up commerce ships, and they're disrupting the area. So when these ships in the area detect Xenon, if the Xenon stop and start shooting somebody, they will all run away, which of course disrupts trade lines. You'll also notice there's no stations along this line because they've all been blown up. So if we encourage the Antigones, they will more properly hold the void, and they're going to hold it way more properly when we show up with tons and tons of support material to make that happen. We're going to fund the Argon, who are located here, and they're located here. They work closely with the Antigones. Half these stations here are actually Argon. So Ant is Antigone. Maybe not in this playthrough. The Argon haven't set up here, but it's good to have a strong Argon, and we are going to make friends with the Holy Order of the Pontifex as well. They are very clearly located on the front lines versus Faulty Logic 1 and 7. These 3, 4 combatants are all fed tons of material. They will keep the Xenon menace at bay, keep them from harassing my miners. They will all make me tons of money. So the AI has essentially infinite money. And as long as you're selling them stuff, they will buy it. As long as their station has a need for it. So we will gain lots of money. We will inject money into the system. And we'll get all of them working at expanding their production. That way, when we get them all fighting each other, they'll blow each other up really badly, and they'll need replacements, which they will also buy from us. How's time doing? It looks like the storages are about to go in. So in 7 minutes, which base is this? This is the ore base. So this is the first one I started building. When it goes in, we will begin successfully gathering ore. We're going to start our first series of trades. I guess we could watch this building ship real quick on live stream. Build the base.
Thanks for your help.
Terran ships got that sleek but strange look. They put a lot of rings around the bases of their ship. We can see the little builder robots there jumping off of it through the asteroid field. Can we get a look at the base, though? Yep, from this angle, we can see the base. We can kind of see the base. Not really. We can kind of not see the base. Oh, here's one of the bases. Here's the one I'm next to. It's starting to come in there. Pretty good for not having existed a half an hour ago. Looks smart. So the building we did in that 3D scape is becoming real before our eyes. You see the little builder drones zooming around, dropping their materials off. Other thing I need to start doing is making sure that each of these bases has cargo drones to offload materials. Let's say 4 cargo drones. And we're not going to need defense drones. Not out here. Clearly not. We don't need only our faction. We actually want this to be supplied by anybody. We have metallic microlattice that we can set here, and we also have energy cells. So hold on. Let's cook. We don't have all of the material, but we have some of the material. Is it not going to build storage? Maybe it's going to trade storage. Yes, it went to trade storage. But we want to give negative 2,500 and negative 237. And then it'll just buy some silicon carbide to finish that out. We're going to do the same thing over here. At a later date, we're going to want way more than 4 cargo drones, but this should be enough to handle the opening loads of ore. We're going to do this here, set the estimate. Get the second pawn shoe hauling its material. It's actually located right here already, so that's good enough. 2,500 and 237. That'll cover that. What am I cooking? Wampa roasts? Cooking stations. And then I'm gonna cook sales. I'm a businessman now. I'm a space businessman gangster. Yes, Tice, it's Prondo the Mad. That's a name I've not heard in quite a while. As you can see, this is a very complicated build structure. So Computronic substrate requires energy cells. Basically all buildings require energy cells, hydrogen, ore, and silicon. So it's very unusual. I think it's the only material that requires these two, and then requires hydrogen as well. So we're going to pull the ore and silicon in from the other bases. Just to reiterate how this is going to work. The station managers do their best, but they like to fill all of one material. So let's say the minerals are ore, silicon, and ice. They love to fill all of, let's call it ore, possibly one of the other two, before they go to fill ice or silicon. We are going to get around that by creating 2 additional stations, one of which is going to bring in 1 ore and 1 gas. Let's say we're going to do ore methane here, and then we're going to do silicon helium over here, and then traders located at each of these are going to individually ship it directly to this factory after they give the rest of this area a shot to buy it. So getting the factory up is a secondary concern. We do want the factory working, but selling our raw materials directly to the factions in the game, not only do we get the benefit of increased reputation and increasing production of the AI, we also bring more money into the world. If I'm selling my materials to myself, I'm getting maximum cash out of it. maximum flow of goods. Oh man, my brain is failing me on the terminology here, microeconomically. The intermediate level goods, the amount of bonus money this is not the terminology. I hope I can explain this. The bonus you get for making your own intermediate goods and then selling that, the higher tier you get, the lower the amount of created value you get. So making my own intermediate goods does give me slightly more than if I sold the ore separately, but I have to account for the amount of time it takes to ship materials to the third base, and then at the third base building that instead of, opportunity cost building anything else. All that has to go into a calculation, and then even then maybe the word I'm looking for is overhead. The amount of extra overhead money that I get for making the material myself just isn't as good. So trying to saturate the local area with as much lowest tier as possible. Once that is completed, then we can talk about intermediate goods. All right, big brain plays here. We got very, very inky. It is nice to corner the market in a good and cause competitors go bankrupt. I agree. You can't really do that specifically in this game, except that I've stolen most of the mining fleet of the local area, which has causes. I mean, they can't go bankrupt, but they can have problems. And I am causing those problems. I wouldn't say 99 of them. Certainly quite a few. One. Close that. So there are different building materials here, you may notice, because this base is not building Terran style, it is building Argonese style, as my character started with Argon stuff. And so I'm going to let the station build that way. This base is going to take quite a while to finish construction, but the solid storage is done on Gaian Prophecy ore, which means it should be done quite closely on silicon. We're gonna get started cooking then. Gas and gas. Cancel orders and assignments. The Hokkaidos, cancel order and assignments. The Bolos, orders and assignments all canceled. So, how do I want to do this? Let's start. How many Hokkaidos do I have? Like, slightly more than 10. We're going to assign 3 to each station. We want mine for commander. Mine for commander. Probably don't want 3 for each station now that I'm thinking about it. Only want them to mine ice here. But probably I need to set up a second station to just mine ice. We'll have to do that eventually. We'll do 3 here, and hopefully that'll cover 1 of each of the regular materials. And then we're going to split the last 2 Hokkaido miners to the original stations. That way there are 4 docks and there are now 4 miners. So even if somehow all 4 of them came home at once, they would be able to unload. Very unlikely, given how big of a map we're talking about. We can probably handle more like 12 per base, at which time we would just add a second dock. The gas is pretty important. We need to make sure the outer bases are the ones getting the gas. So 1 Hokkaido and then the Magnetar that I stole from the Argonese. And it's okay that I only have 1 gas miner on each base for 4 minerals, because you need much less gas. I think it's like a 3-to-1 ratio of gas, so we're gonna end up having more minerals than we want, or we're gonna have more minerals in a balanced production wise, but that's okay because we aren't actually producing yet. We do have these medium miners, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna set 2 medium miners to trade at each of these bases. No. I should have checked to see who has 1 star minimum piloting to do a little stuff. Okay, there we go. All right, so these 2 guys are gonna do a little something. They are going to buy ore from our own base. Why does it say sell? Why are they not giving me the option to buy? Very strange. Oh, it's probably because there's nothing in there yet. We will have to hold off on that. So for now, we just want them to move into position here. And then this other one is going to move into position here. Do repeat orders. So these miners that I'm trying to set up right now and having a little bit of trouble with, their job is going to be to take buy orders of the basic mineral ore and ship it to our factory area. The 2 miners that are already underway, their job is going to be to automatically acquire what the station needs. So if the station has needs, like it needs to buy something, it'll use the miners we've already assigned. And when those miners aren't doing anything, they're going to sell the materials we already have here, which is ore. You have to use miners to sell ore because only miners can carry ore, which is very strange, but rather than mining minerals, we are going to use a much smaller mining ship, a medium mining ship, to move the contents of the large miners out to sell. I'm using a medium ship because they are very fast and they're going to make multiple runs in the time it takes the large ships to come back. I don't know that this setup is balanced yet, to be honest. I know it should theoretically work. In practice, not sure. We're also going to set a gas miner for each of these. That it definitely will not start yet because the liquid storage on both these bases has yet to be completed. But we're just going to stage it nearby to be ready for that. And once that's done, I think we're going to leave the other gas miners. I think we'll let them mine, honestly. We'll let them cook. Might be worth putting 1 over here, but 1 here. Because I don't know that it's that. This base isn't producing any gas at all. So, and then we'll do 1 over here for a medium gas miner. And then we should have 2 free bolos. These 2 should be the ones that are cooking currently. Yeah, they're the ones with repeat orders. And then another medium will do mine and mine. I'm going to catch up with chat in a second, just as soon as those are locked in. I see that we got some comments. Managed to cause all the solar power plants in Terran space to shut down due to supplying all the stations with fast courier ships that kept them at max storage. NPC solar power plants couldn't sell their goods, so the AA shut down the station. It's a pretty good plan. I'm probably going to do something similar here. Once we have the money, I'm probably going to print out a few small courier ships to run the spare solar power that all these bases are generating. Let's just touch up our building materials, make sure everything's topped up and ship shape. Just need a little bit of extra money. Prices must be going up. And there is a hull parts shortage that is causing problems here. I may need to go out and manually buy hull parts to bring back. We certainly have enough large freighters that we're going to work with in just a second here. Is this large freighter Hokkaido? Should not be a large freighter. It should be a large miner. We have a whole Hokkaido that hasn't been working. Shame upon my management style. This was misnamed and mismanaged. We need more silicon than we need ore, so I'm going to put the extra large miner over here. Okinawa, we're going to send you into Argon space. We are looking for hull parts. Who's got the good price on hull parts? We're looking for sales. You got tons of sales. Nope. We want something closer by. Here we go. There's something in the middle of the map was a weird angle, so I reset it. Where are you, hull parts? Antigone Hull Part Factory. This is going to be expensive, but here we go. We'll just bring back a fat load. So you'll notice that low supply gives us a discount. If we sent a bunch of medium miners here, every trade would register, and that supply surplus we would get a greater price and a lower supply bonus each time. And it'll go in the opposite direction. It'll say, like, bad. It is concerning that it has low health. That is true. But none of the other stations in the area have low health, so I'm going to take the shot. I'm going to take a shot here. Plus, it's a large trader. It can take care of itself. It's got big shields. Probably a kayak attack. I don't want to say the other word, because the YouTube and Twitch will get mad. It sounds a bit too much like a male body part, so whoever made this game has a bad sense of humor. I actually want to finish the solar arrays over here first, I think. So let's drop off these hull parts here. And they're gonna get partially done. That's okay. As long as it gets jump started, it's good enough for me for now. We can do another run later when we've got more money. Okay. I think we can assign 2 freighters. 2 large freighters to each of these bases. They're going to run the power cells. And probably these freighters are going to get reassigned later for sure, because we're going to build small freighters to run the power cells for us later. But you can see we're very low on money right now, and we're rich in freighters doing nothing. We're going to assign the last 2 freighters here to do some trading. That will cover this little fleet we've had going on here. Let's drop the rest of the Honshu's leftover materials from the latent theft. We are going to bounce the last of those energy cells over. Still not good enough, I guess. Still not good enough. Can our miney boys start their sales? No, I still only have cell 2. I believe this is because either I don't understand what I'm doing, or it's that literally no goods have come in yet. Oh, I know the other problem. Hold on a second. My GigaBrain plan forgot to account for the fact that I need to activate ore and methane. All right, here we go. Now we're going to cook. We want to create a buy order that is my faction only, always maximum price. So the ores will sell directly to me. Is that right? Yeah, I think I want that. Create buy, again, maximum price only to me. And then we will sell offer. We will allow any price to sell at. This will not be my faction only. This will sell to anyone at any price. Now, if they get a better price, they will take it. Oh, well, well, hold on a second. If I said it like this, let's actually re-enable that. If I said it that way, as the stock builds wait, hold on. Did I do this wrong again? Yes, I did do it wrong. I want to turn this one on and this off and this on. Yes. As the supply builds up, the price will drop. What we're doing here is creating trade pressure. The max buy price will make sure our miners come directly to our own station and drop the minerals off. At which point, two things will happen. The traders, oh, here we go. We've already got one of our miners coming in with a big haul, 3,800. When the ore arrives here, the manager will attempt to send our traders out to look for the best price it can get. And currently, because we're pretty low on supply, the price is going to be very high. It'll send the traders out automatically. It will also pull AI traders in to buy what is at this station. And they will show up automatically. And that's, that honestly works for us. If AI traders show up, buy it, and then take it back to their own station, that removes some of the work for us. It gives us more opportunity. It gives us the money immediately. Not a bad plan. We don't have nearly enough money to cover these costs, which again is a big problem. I need to do the same thing at the silicon base. I've forgotten my basic logics, but here we go. At this base, hydrogen is the other pole. Hydrogen ice is at the third base. So we need helium silicon here. Helium silicon. What, did the game just reset what I was doing right in front of me? Okay, buy offer, max price. Make sure we sell only to us. Then we create any faction can take it at a varied price. Same deal here. We want maximum only and varied price anyone. We don't have the money to cover that either. But that's fine because our miners are going to sell to us because it's our own station, so no money is changing hands. It would be better if we had that money there. It would make the manager happier, but it's not strictly necessary right now. We want to trade wares ice and hydrogen. Actually, oh, you know what? The ice and hydrogen will show up automatically when the protein paste and computronic substrate laboratory get put in. I don't know that I need to, but if I do it now, the miners assigned to the station will get started now. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. We'll have to remove this later, but we're doing it now to kickstart the process. Where did those trade goods go? There's probably the storage here isn't set up yet. It hasn't finished building. Let's check. At this base, yep, storage is currently being built for liquid and solid. All right, well, it'll get around to it. It'll get around to it. Let it cook. Okay. The first base, the ore base, is finishing its container storage, at which point we'll be able to store intermediate goods. And these energy cells will begin producing immediately as soon as that happens. And at that point, we're going to want small traders to begin running the energy cells. So hold on. I don't think we can get a lot of frogs, I think is what they're called out here. But we'll see what we can get. Yep, they're frogs. We'll do medium preset. We'll put a little bit of cash behind it. Combat engine's always good. I think we can go with no crew, really. This is a solid preset for us. I think we can afford 2 of them, perhaps? 1 for each base? That works for me. Well, 64,000 left. Not great. But considering we started 1 day ago with 10,000 bucks, we're doing all right. So let's take a look to see how the complex interplay of buy orders is playing out right now. Ore sales from our miners are coming in. So these guys are arriving on station. We can see them on the map as well. We can actually watch them dock. See, the Hokkaido is coming down onto the top area of the T dock up here, as is the other Hokkaido. There's I said a medium bolo is coming in, right? The gas bolo is coming in right now, and then 1 minute out. So it might not even be on screen. It might be arriving via travel drive off screen. Still, here it is. There he is right here. You can even just watch him come in real quick. Yep, he's zooming in. He's making good speed. He's coming out. We can see directly above. Oh, not from a different angle. We're going to cut. You can see that Hokkaido just under his right wing is moving into docking position here. He's getting a pretty good view of this Hokkaido from different angles, honestly. It's pretty impressive. Game's doing a good job with cinematic cam. So once those ships dock and begin unloading their goods, let's clean up this overlay here real quick. The Alpha group, who are the miners, are going to head back out, and the Beta group, who are the freighters, are going to start their job, which is moving the materials that have been brought to the station to their final destination to be sold. Now, my hope is that the manager here is going to sell to wherever he can get the best price, which is here in Brennan's Triumph. Let's be very clear. Brennan's Triumph is where the money is at. But we'll see what they decide to do. You can, of course, automate all of this and do it manually. You don't have to let the AI do this. But I think you can, yes, like this is a very, very small basic setup. You can go pretty far. Again, this is maybe a quarter of the map right now or less. It will get very complicated if you are manually controlling all of those things. Can be done. And if that's your speed, if that's how you like to play, absolutely, you go ahead. All right, we're going to set this guy up to trade as well. Trader and trader. I actually need to rename both of these ships to small trader frog. Just so if we need to reuse them later, I know what their purposes. Autosave kicking in at the worst possible time. It's okay. Every time is the worst time for an autosave. Here we are, almost 2 hours into the stream, and we finally reached functioning factories. Small freighter frog and small freighter frog. I'm trying to make sure that the sizes of ships and their jobs are all included in their title, because later in the game, I'm going to be handling so many ships, I need to be able to sort through them at a quick glance. So let's see if any of these guys are doing anything yet. Don't think so. What's going on here? We have ore building up. We have 880 ore. Given that we've got these huge Hokkaido miners coming in, I think part of the problem is that we don't have any cargo drones. We haven't quite finished getting the minimum materials needed to build those. Don't we have some micro lattice somewhere? Don't some of these pawn shoes lying around got Got that sick micro lattice. I feel like this is a solutionable problem. Yeah, of course, we can get it done. No, we can't get it done. Why not? Why won't you let me do this? You're not even remotely giving me that option. Yeah, you just got problems with it so far. Oh, might be that the container storage isn't in place yet. And since this ore base is the first one, okay, this container storage is in place. So we can drop finished goods off here. And it is making the energy cells. All right. We're about 90% functional. We're almost there. Will not let me drop off energy cells or metallic microlattice. Very strange, very annoying. Can I transfer? I can. Okay. Hold on. I'll set this to negative 219. Oh. Negative 237. I don't know what's going on here. I can transfer our cargo drones straight up, though. I have way more than I need. Let's do that. Let's just go ahead and do that. We can do that with the other base, too, with the other Honshu. I haven't done this part before, so the fact that I can just straight transfer cargo drones is new to me. Or yeah, that'll get these large ships that come in. They have to transfer goods via the drones. You can actually see those drones going out right now. Oh, those are building drones. Maybe there's a cargo drone somewhere in here. Okay, maybe I'm just wrong. These ships wait. They are waiting on the cargo drones to arrive. Gotta get them underway. And the second, well, the first Honshu will come back here. We'll drop off 4 more drones. 4. Drop off some energy cells just to that boy started. Is the first base's energy cells ready? No. And the reason is that large freighter we sent out. Where is that large freighter I sent out? Did I reassign that freighter to do something else? That would be a mistake if I did, and it seems like I did. Theoretically, it'll still carry out the last order I gave it. Lost him. I've lost the freighter. Which one was it? Someone run the tapes. Run the tapes! It doesn't matter because I don't have it and I need it. So I might have to pull somebody off auto trading duty to go back out there and buy those hull parts. Let's see if I can find a ship that is... This is a Honshu, yeah. This is wrong. I think I may have gotten money back earlier from reassigning the ship, and now I need the parts more than I need the ship. Honestly, I guess it depends. How much do I need the energy cells right now? I guess I don't. I can just wait for somebody to buy them and buy the old parts and bring them in. It is a bit of a pain in the buttocks. Am I being lazy? Always a question worth asking. Why are you not mining? You're executing trade? Why are you not... Oh, we still have a drone problem. Nope, we have cargo drones here. They're offloading. Oh, somebody's coming to... Nope, they're all dropping silicon off. That's wrong. I was wrong. We're starting to build up. Are there any outgoing ships making sales? The real question. We have ore. No one is selling the ore. We may need to force sales. Let's get traders on it. That's right. I have to use a medium miner to buy it because it is not a trade good. It is a loose ore. We're gonna buy this ore, and let's see where we can get a hot price for ore in the local area. Not sold, 44 and 44. Okay, so it's you. This guy's taking 3,200. So a way to get around that might be... It's, yeah. These guys right here. Hold on. We can get these guys to do it. Now that there's ore in the station, we can set max buy price. And we're gonna run it over here where we know they're buying it and set sell to. And we're gonna do ore, and then we'll sell it at literally any price to this building. Perfect. That is a first outside trade run. We're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna say buy silicon, any price. Again, it doesn't matter what we pay for it at that station because it's all my own stuff. It's my own ore, so I won't pay any money for it. And we sell silicon here, any price. All the way down to the bottom. These two will now begin flowing materials directly into here without waiting for the automated traders who seem to be kind of biding their time here. They're not really working. And I change the ship name to indicate that it is Auto Trade Gaia. And the same thing for the other one. I'm gonna actually just copy paste this. And that way, if I'm looking for which ships are doing that early, this will actually be Auto Trade Silicon. Right? Which one, which one's going where? Hold on, before I name them wrong. I should turn off flying weight. Doesn't need to be done. This is Silicon right here. This is our Silicon boy. Okay. We need to go to the other one and also turn off flying weight. Unnecessary. We now need to do helium and methane. Since the auto traders don't want to get into it, we'll do it live. Who's buying helium and methane? It is somebody over here for pretty good pricing. Helium is going to the carbide mill. That is not a lot of helium here. Who's the big helium buyer? It's over here. Any other big helium buyers? We need a mass seller. No reseller, huh? Okay. Which ship is this? I don't even know where it's located. Oh, it's all the way over there. Well, well, well. You got methane on you already, so we're gonna buy methane. Big price. And then we're gonna sell over here at the carbide mill. Because this is a repeat order. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but it's going to keep looping this forever. As long as there's something to buy and sell. And if it has a problem, it will turn orange, which will let me know that there's a problem. Auto trade methane. And then this is not Gaian, it is Brennan's Triumph. Locked in. The second one is going to, well, it's used up on methane. So we're going to sell off the methane real quick to hold position. We have to knock it out of repeat orders. Trade methane. And I'll have you head back over here. That's something I should have solved earlier. I didn't catch that the two of them were already loaded with goods. Helium. People are underway. Let's check, see if any of these trade freighters are doing their dang jobs yet. You guys doing your dang jobs yet? Nobody's selling. We have some methane here. Got a little bit. I got a little bit of stuff here. I think I might dispatch. Oh, that's very strange to be doing this with pawn shoes. We do have the marine carrier is not doing anything. It's very slow, but nothing else is happening. So we're gonna have him go get the hull parts. I guess I should figure out how many hull parts I need before I overpay. I need this times 3 probably, so somewhere short of 9,000. Now I can get that on the amount of money I have, but as long as we put a dent in it and get it cooking. They're buying, here's selling. Yes, it's the same station. A different station, but it's okay. I don't care what station it is as long as we can get it. Let's see. Well, that's nowhere close to 9,000. It is 1781. And we will have it unload here. This might be enough to get one solar panel working. That did not actually work. I don't know if you saw that, but I clicked off by accident. I don't know if you caught that I made a huge mistake. But let me draw your attention to the fact that I am bad at the exact thing that I'm currently doing. Hull parts factory. We're going to loop it around again, come back, buy another low. Can't buy a low. Why not? Why isn't a ship does not have... I have no idea. Trying to tell me. I may just have to wait for all of this to get solved. Trade with. Ship does not have desired item. Trying to buy it, not sell it. Okay, we're gonna let that just cook. I should be able to do this, but I can't. And I've come to accept that that is what's happening. Do need a series of traders to take a little bit of excess and sell it to our own station. But I don't know who we're going to get to do that yet. We're going to need to buy more traders. This is the problem with shifting all of our mining, by the way. Our money stopped coming in as we moved from the old plan of selling only to directly in the system to this new setup of directly to ourselves and then acting as intermediaries. Ore is coming in, building up. We got a lot of space here, so honestly, it's going to take a very long time for our prices to come down. We may be kind of locked in here. What's going to happen is, since we were some of the biggest supply, well, the auto traders, our little medium miners that we set out to do this thing, will continue to do their mission correctly. And we need to do you. They're pulling us in a little bit of money. They're keeping goods moving. That's really all you can ask for. We want to buy a gas. And the gas we want to buy from here is helium. Max price. We are looking for a saleable area. 860 versus 1000. This is a more constant stream over here, so we're going to take a little bit of extra distance. Sell helium. I think for now we are done managing these bases. They are underway. Our computronic substrate production is also underway. We cannot afford to run it because we aren't bringing in our own materials. But when we've got a little bit more money, we will set up couriers, probably small couriers, honestly, given the distances involved. I mean, this is, galactically, this is not very far, this triangle here. And the ship will simply dock, run materials over to our intermediate production facility, and then go back. And then this facility will produce computronic substrate, metallic microlattice, protein paste, and silicon carbide. The protein paste will then further be refined into MRAs and medical supplies, and we'll have these three end goods. This is a building material. It's used to build stations and some starships. Metallic microlattice is used to build small and medium starships, I believe. And computronic substrate is used to build everything for Terrans. And then places that have habitation, which we don't have yet, will need, people will need to eat, and they need to be not dead. They'll use these supplies. We're gonna get started cooking these supplies for ourselves. We're gonna sell what we have when we get it, and then later, when we can get away with it, we're gonna start putting in habitats in all of our bases, and this base will act as a supply for them. Habitats, when they're running at 100% efficiency, basically double the productivity of a building. It doesn't, well, that's an incorrect way to say it. It doesn't take twice as much material in, it outputs twice as much from the same amount as before, which is good, is very good. It also does mean that if you set up a intricate chain of like tiered materials, it's going to get thrown out of whack when the habitation comes in. But you can usually sell intermediate tier goods as well. You're not going to run into problems in that regard. What's going on with these miners? No buyers found. What the heck do you mean? What do you mean? What are you cooking here, brother? Are you mining right now? Yeah, okay. Let's just make sure that they all say they're mining. I'm getting a bit worried. I think this is from the no mining is from when I hadn't yet had the mineral containers put in, and I hadn't set up the buy orders on each of the stations, so they were just filling up with ore and then not having any place to sell it. Is what I believe has happened. Someone may know better than me. I can't believe it needs 14 million to get this thing working. Oh, this is our own auto trader, but they are moving our own goods out. How much are they buying? They're buying 0. Why would you buy 0? We are going to go back to hunting Terran criminals now. I know you... Thanks, audience. You sat with me through the part that I like, the tactical, strategic fleet management of industrial goods, where I made several mistakes. We're gonna go kill some criminals and try to make friends with the Terrans. If we can get our Terran rep, which last time I checked was -13, if we can get it to -10, or maybe it's -9, they will let us trade with their stations, and that will be a game changer. That will be a huge game changer, especially if we can sell them energy cells, because they are starved out here. And someone in chat already mentioned that they sold so many energy cells, probably out of, I'm guessing, Mercury, using Argonian or Commonwealth panels, that they just shut the whole market down and block the AI out of being able to use it. It's quite funny. Where's the rep thing? It's over here. There we go. Actions. Terran Protector, -13. So I need to kill at least 3 to 4 criminals, and probably almost double that, because I'm going to accidentally shoot a couple stations in the process. Make things hard for myself, really. We could get a nice mission in here, like a... Oh, if we could get a kill criminals mission, that would be best. One kill criminals mission to kill like 3 or 4 criminals, or like 6. That would be enough to clear us into the -9 zone, the -10 zone for sure. If we can get to +5, we can start the Terran storyline, which would be very nice. You can see here that there are several tiers of rewards, and down here, once you hit +10, you'll get access to Mars, Mercury, and Venus. Mercury is extremely good. If we can get to Mercury, Mercury has a 600% or more bonus to solar generation. And as we've already seen, these outer systems here at Earth all have like 2%. I feel like it autosaved not long ago. This is weird. They have a 2% generation rate. So if we set up a big energy cell production facility in Mercury and then run a bunch of transports out of it, they should automatically sell to everyone in the area, make us a ton of money. It'll be a big initial investment, and then, you know, like after a few hours of running, it'll just be printing cash for us. The other good thing about having that is that we want to be able to set up our own bases. Maybe in the Oort Cloud, more likely in Saturn II, definitely in the asteroid belt over here. We 100% are going to have an asteroid belt base. We're probably going to have a Saturn II base because it is loaded with minerals here. It's got all the things, well, it's Brondo. It's got everything a growing base needs. And the Oort Cloud is just very far away. It's a bit more of a pain than those two to manage because it's beyond Pluto. Oh, there it is. There's the gate to the Oort Cloud. But yeah, we'll be thinking about getting set up here. If we set up in Terran space, though, we'll run the same problem. We won't have any way to generate energy except to run a Congo line of transports out of Mercury. But as I've previously mentioned, selling to yourself means that there is a net zero loss, except for, of course, the production of the initial ships needed to run it and opportunity costs. But you gotta spend money to make money. Where the heck am I? Probably Brennan's Triumph. I am indeed in Brennan's Triumph. I'm triumphant. We'll check in with the scouts here real quick, see if anybody's done. Probably not. They're going to be running for a very long time. They're just automatically exploring away at the galaxy, uncovering new trade deals and new trade routes. We got Nopelia's Fortune 6, which now gives us the backdoor into Grand Exchange, which gives us a much shorter route. You can take this southeastern route rather than going all the way to the west, all the way to the south. This is a good cut here. And then there's going to be a route north out of 18 billion in 2 different locations. This gate west will lead to Windfall and Avarice, and then a gate north is going to lead to Silent Witness, maybe? Picking up the north trade lane is kind of risky up here. We want access to Deeple Teldari space up here, but the problem is Hatikva's choice. This gate right here is extremely dangerous. I mean, you can see that there are dead Xenon ships over here. They come pouring out of this gate from Tharkas Cascade. It is a nightmare zone. This whole area is extremely bad for shipping. I mean, look at this guy. He's hurt. He almost certainly got hurt here. This base is hurt. This is a death trap. It's absolutely your own AI will blunder through here. The problem is, if not large ships don't use the super highway, but medium and small ships will come out of warp here, and then they'll slow boat their way to the super highway, and the Xenon catch them in this little area right here. It's very bad. So it may be better for us not to connect to the northern route, but I'm probably going to do it anyway because I'm crazy. I'm crazy like that. Let's take a look around. Where is the station? It is behind me. Going to scan mode. Just to pick up passive intel while I roll past. I'm pretty sure that guy hit me, but I'm gonna just not take it personally. And burn a little shield here to do some boosting. Just to get close in. That's a neat trick. Check the mission log. I don't think there is anything here. There is not, but let me check just to be sure. There's the lead of civilian traffic. We're going to fly over there in the hopes that somebody over here is a bad boy. This happens at our own base, by the way. We haven't taken a look at it, but the civilian traffic and all the little things. I think this cop is scanning somebody, trying to see if they're a criminal. Cop. Gonna blast them. Oh, I bellied out. We're stun locked. This is getting worse. Cut the engines. Get back under control. This auto roll is a nightmare. I actually don't know what's causing it. I'm not making this happen. It's just happening. No criminals here. I'm gonna move the next station and hopefully the autopilot will compensate and break this auto roll behavior. That little ship that's stuck on me right there is what's causing the roll, by the way. It's slamming into the ship and it's causing me to roll. Look at that little piece of garbage. Screw you, dude. Finally worked his way free, like a nursemaid shark hanging out with like a... Did the autopilot just drop out of warp? What is going on, man? Turn an autopilot off. Disengaged. Is there still somebody slamming into me? What in the heck? Hold on, I'm gonna save and reload and see if that will clear this problem. Bum, 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 bum. Garp Erkins. We still need a name for the company, by the way. I was thinking maybe like strategic consultants, but if we don't get anything, I'm probably just gonna leave slogan here. I just want to say I'm very proud of myself yesterday for getting these sushi cuts right. So I've been making sushi for, I don't know, let's say 3 or 4 months now, like once a month. Getting the vegetables down to size and to fit into my sushi bazooka has been a problem. I've been having an issue with it having integrity problems, and I solved it this time by putting twice as much rice in. And the rice acting as a filler really got the whole thing together, made it look much better, made it look much fuller. And then I feel like that aided. My new knife is very, very nice. Very nice knife. You know, it's like an expensive chef's knife. And it's been having trouble cutting the sushi, so forget even equivalent size sushi pieces. I've just been having trouble getting through the seaweed maki wrap. I'm still rotating. What is happening? I'm rotating and I'm not moving in any direction. I'm gonna try to travel drive and see if whatever's attached to me will get bounced off while I do it. Very odd. Unhinged behavior. Well, I'm probably gonna slam into something. The travel drive is attempting to activate, but is being held back by something. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try to live stream someplace else and see if that breaks me out of this. Lack of teleport is also a problem. We'll give it like a 10-second count. Let's see how we find ourselves at. We are moving, we're moving. Good now.
Autopilot.
We'll let the autopilot take over here. I clearly can't be trusted. What was all of that? What was it indeed? Well, we got a problem over here. Gold means a problem. The problem is just that I don't have enough money to cover all the buy orders needed, which is a problem for all the stations, honestly. I'm asking them to pull in lots of hauls, and it's not happening. So let's make sure... Which materials is it trying to pull in that we can't afford? Probably everything, honestly. A hydrogen miner is bringing hydrogen in for the substrate factory. It can't sell it. Or, I mean, it can't do anything with it because we need ore and silicon here. And we do have ships coming in to bring ore and silicon. Nobody bring helium or methane yet. I think the miners that are supposed to be working for the other stations are still bringing their hauls to this station, which is annoying. And perhaps all of my talk for understanding how this all works is rubbish. I guess that station does have miners attached to it though, right? I did put some miners in there, so I guess I shouldn't be super surprised. As long as we get back to making money, I guess it doesn't matter that much. It's just that while our surplus is building up and the trade network is expanding, we are taking a slight hit here.
Autopilot disengaged. Silicon carbide mill.
We're gonna initiate travel drive at this close range just to kind of leap forward. I don't know if it'll actually get any use out of it, but We're going to get to the rings. You can see the little civilian traffic ships flying through the rings. We're going to fly through the rings and turn scanning mode on. We got a pretty good boost of speed. Saved us a little bit of time. I'm using the little 3D map in the center console at the bottom to navigate. It looks like that gold hat means there's a mission here. And patrol Uranus for 20 seconds, say nothing, or 20 minutes. I think I will take that, but we're going to fix this leak first. Let's see here.
I knew I could count on you.
I'm going to take this, and then we're going to reactivate fix leak. Set active. Which station is this at? It is at another station in the north. I also heard criminal activity go off. Technically, I heard enemy detected. But somehow I was out. The Xenon or the kayaks are out here in deep Terran space. Oh no, there's no shot here. We cannot get a clear shot. We're gonna have to dive, maybe? And then kind of like a dolphin. We're gonna dive and then we're gonna have to come back up. This is probably not enough of a dive to get a clear shot. Maybe it is. We're getting there, we're getting there. Alright, okay. Looks like the other civilian traffic is giving us space. The auto gunner is... I don't know what I'm paying this guy, but it's too much. It's way too much for this unhinged behavior. And now we gotta... No, he's gonna make it into that bay unless we get a perfectly placed shot right here. No, we're gonna get in trouble with station security. Too close.
Autopilot engaged.
We don't need these bad boys. We're gonna do missions for our good Terran friends. I don't know how long the main battery of the Osaka here reaches. I know that the Sin has a similar looking main battery that has a range of like 8.2 kilometers, and it's very nice because that outranges all non-human turrets. So if you're like fighting the kayaks or the Xenon, you're always going to be pretty on the nose sniping with a Sin. Okay. Hold up. We got to come in slow. I think I failed this last time because you have to get out in your spacesuit and repair it rather than scan it. So we want to get close, but not too close. Oh, criminal detected. Speaking of close, oh. So close, he just completely bailed out on us. Alright, here we are. This isn't too close. Let's make sure there are no automated orders on our ship that would cause it to go flying off without me. There are. We want to turn that off. For the first time all night, we're going to stand up from the captain's chair. Look around this lovely bridge.
Hello.
This is our captain. They're going to make sure the ship's taken care of while I'm gone. And if I need them to come pick me up, they're going to come. We're going to jump out of the ship. We're going to jump out of our perfectly good destroyer. Turn on repair mode. If you were here for Tuesday night stream, You might have noticed we were capping out at like 5 to 8 meters a second, and now we're doing 35. I bought the spacesuit speed upgrade before the stream started, and boy, does it make a huge difference. All right, we gotta get this thing over top of that thing and also be close enough. Here we go. Yeah. We got a little bit of reputation. We have set to dock back to our own ship. Oop. The lights are giving us a holographic representation of where I need to go. I actually don't know because I've never docked with my own Osaka before. Like it's somewhere near the bridge at the back of the ship. Frankly, it makes sense. It's that hole right there. It's this little hole. We're gonna go past it. Ooh! Probably broke my neck. Next, we're going to the planet Uranus. I'm saying it a specific way because I don't want people to get weird about this planet. I know we have some juveniles, if not in age, then in humor, among us. We're gonna hang out in... Maybe I'm the real juvenile. Oh. I'm gonna have this autopilot turned off for a sec. Getting out of here is apparently causing it to slam sideways into the building. So we're gonna manually fly towards the gate and then re-enable autopilot. I think we're clipping. Yeah, we're clipping on something. Yep. Let's try it now. Nope, it is turning in a weird direction. What are you doing? Buddy? Okay, there we go. Someone sent me a meme because they thought I was doing intro hour alone. I'm not alone. I've got you guys here with me, right? Oh, Rad sent me some messages. I'll have to check them out later. I'm flying the ship right now. Technically, I'm autopiloting the ship, but as soon as we go to Uranus, we need to go on patrol. So we get a bonus if we find enemies, which is very unlikely. There's not going to be any kayaks, if you know, you know, and there's definitely not going to be any xenon this deep. But maybe I'll fly by stations and try to provoke criminals to come out and get paid for killing criminals and kind of double dip, because I already get paid for killing criminals. So I have a couple questions like, do I have satellites on board? I do not. But it might be worth hanging out in the area and just revealing more of the local area to see if I can pick up stations. Because this is a potential client state. We want to be able to sell to the people out here. Wow, the autopilot is truly embarrassing me right now, but this is what I get for being a streamer and chatting. No trades found in sector. Strange, very strange. How are we doing on... we're getting a lot of ore, but no one is buying it yet. Maybe the price hasn't come down enough?
Uranus.
Let's take a look at outgoing ore sales. There are no outgoing ore sales. But the price these guys want to buy at is solidly stuck at 44. So one way to get around this would be to set my sell price to 44. Oh my gosh, that's so low. Basically as low as you can go. Oh, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need to stop. The cops are coming to investigate me. If I blast away, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Please halt. We'll be scanning your inventory.
Well, the other way to look at it is this. If I reset it, if I undo the thing that I just did.
All clear. Move along.
Let's think about it this way. Again, I'm taking a hit. I'm getting a lot less sales right now. But let's think about it this way. The fewer sales this hab is getting, the more the need for that ore is going to go up. And so the price will go up. At some point, the amount, it hasn't happened yet, but as this blue bar fills up, having automatic pricing means that the price that I sell at will go down. At some point, those two numbers will meet. The 44 will come up and the 55 will go down. And when they meet, my automated traders should kick in. So this guy that's buying from ourselves is not an automated trader. They're not attached to this station. It's just somebody I set up to make sure I still had some income. It might be worthwhile to turn that off. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have him reset. I'm going to have all of them reset to go to our own station. And that way our intermediate goods will start getting made. What do you trade in? You trade in methane. We'll sell at any price. I need you to stop selling here. You're selling ore. We want to start starving that station so the price skyrockets. And in the meantime, we're going to produce intermediate goods. So we are slightly shooting ourselves in the foot, but I'm making a stand here against the low pricing. We need a monopoly, all right? We need to be paid for our hard labors. We are engaging in micro and macroeconomic concepts for what is truly almost like highway robbery.
We'll be scanning your
This is the third cop who's pulled me over. I'm not even moving. What are you people doing?
All clear. Move along.
Thanks, buddy. You move along. Oh wow, these guys have had so many sales here, they actually aren't even buying ore anymore. We need to let that price go. Look at these guys over here. They're buying ore for 45, which actually isn't that good. But they're buying a lot of it. They're buying 6,000 of it. We're gonna let them cook while we build up a supply, right? And while we're building a supply, we're also gonna begin manufacturing. This guy needs a name too. He is Auto Trader of Helium. Auto Trade Helium Guyan. Perfect. There we go. It's all locked in. I think we can drop off the Honshu's leftover equipment now. We're gonna drop some of this off. We're gonna drop some of this off. We're also going to do the same thing over here. Transfer wares. Going to get the energy cells underway. Then we're going to have both Honshu's hold in a staging ground. We're going to send them to the void to do a little scummy thing. That's going to be very funny for me, but it's going to take a very long time to execute. Ooh, there are kayaks out here. That's why we put the sensor probes down, though, is so that at all strategically considerate areas, like gates, we'll know if there are enemies lurking there. One small kayak fighter, not a problem. Or kayaks, big problem. So we're going to use our Mark 1 eyeballs to look out the window here to see if we can find where the stations here are in Uranus. It looks like there's a station we haven't discovered along this vector. Let's just take a look. There's stations on the right side. I think we have those though. But I see 2 of them out the window. Yeah, there's definitely 2 objects right hand side. So we're gonna also check along this bar. Just gonna take a little cruise by and see what's going on. Oh, the other thing to do would be to show you guys long-range scanning, I suppose. We'll do that when we arrive at the station. There's no need to cycle, travel, drive. It takes a long time to get it charged back up. Oh yeah, we could also, I forgot, I can actually just drift while looking. Yep, that's definitely something directly across from us right now. We're practically pointing at it, and it's over there. Okay. Where are we on this map? We're almost on top of this place. Killing the drive right now. We're gonna need to slide back over. Went a little bit too far. That's okay.
Pharmaceutical goods factory.
About the sushi, it was too much sushi, by the way. I made 3 sushi rolls out of it, which is a lot for me. And then I gave one to my mom, and she ate half of it and sent the other half back with me, which, yikes. Like, if 2 was already too much, I was just feeling stuffed. And then I had no rice left. I think I mentioned that I was using twice as much rice, which is what allowed it to stick together better. No rice left at the end, and I still had like 8 slices of sushi, like pretty considerable blocks from the saku left over.
Short range
Well. So you think you can dance? Oh, those are right on top of him. Do I take the shot? I'm gonna let him clear the station. There's no need to get cocky here. Get wrecked. That's right, small unarmed vessel facing the might of the most technically advanced heavy cruiser / light destroyer in existence. Just saving real quick, just in case anything happens. Was there a mission here? Hold on. There is a mission, but I have to be able to dock. It's probably a black market mission or something. Oh, you know, as long as I'm here, I should probably do a little scan flying around it, just to pick up any little things, and then we're gonna go check out some of those other stations we saw. We're just rolling up with the homies, patrolling. These other Terrans out here are our cool friends. That crown means that Osaka is a flight leader. So,
Thank you.
to show you the difference in power between the Sagaris Pioneers and the Terran Protectorate, this Osaka I found flying alone, which is the only reason I was able to take it. This Osaka is escorted by what looks like 3 other Osakas. And I think there's also a fighter flight group out here as well. They are not messing around. There's a reason the game makes it clear that the Terrans are the strongest military by far. With their intervention forces, it's extremely clear that the game considers the Terran Protectorate to be like a post-World War II allies, the most technologically advanced, isolated, interventionist. What is this? I think I'm coming at it at a weird angle. The sunlight is so dim out here. And of course we have the glare on the cockpit glass, which, you know, we could turn all of that off, but... Alright, we're starting to get a better look at it. It ain't no shipyard, that's for sure.
Orbital defense station.
I see another orbital defense station. Pulling up for a stop, starting to scan. Checking for criminals. There is the civilian traffic. It's a good place to start. I think if we can get 1 or 2 more guys, we're at -11 now. We can get to -10. We can dock at Terran stations, which means we can start sales. And it also means we'll be able to buy basic Terran technology, which doesn't mean that much right now, because as good friends with the Cigaris Pioneers, we can already buy pretty much all of the basic Terran tech. But there's plenty of restricted military technology down the line that the Cigarans do not get access to. We are bellying on the station, which is bad. I've lost control. We are rolling for no apparent reason. This keeps happening. I'm gonna cut the engines, try to stop. I'm going to... I think last time what worked was going and live streaming some distant view. We're gonna try that again. Give it 10 seconds or so. That's like 7 more seconds from here. Pop back on over. We have not stopped moving. We have 2, according to this sensor data, we have 2 short-range transports that are currently hanging out on us, that are forcing us around. This is quite bad. Maybe I have to stop flying through civilian vessel areas with such a large ship. I feel like that is the lesson to take out of this. We are not picking up speed. We're not allowed to go anywhere while these dudes are hanging off of us. I'm gonna try getting up. See if when the captain comes out here, if he can get any solutions. And we'll try doing something even farther away for a little bit. Live stream. This is a gas miner. It doesn't have turrets like a mineral miner. It relies exclusively on drones to do the mining, I believe. Kind of surprised we don't see any of the drones around here, but yeah, it is pulling stuff in. You can see it's currently undergoing repositioning operations. How are we doing back over here? We are still being dragged around, huh? Oh, nope. Our AI captain got us back under control. Nice work, dude. You solved a problem even I couldn't. Because I'm a meme lord. Let's see here. We're gonna look out into space. See if we can find any more stations that we don't see on the map. You see a flashing blue ring out there. I think that means there's a building over here. We're gonna give it a shot anyway. We got 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes left on patrol. Meow, meow, meow. We're finally getting up to speed. I don't do it as much now, but when I was younger, I mean, especially because gas prices are absurd. When I was younger, I used to really enjoy going on nighttime drives, especially with, hey, thanks for that follow, by the way. Your name is so small, I cannot read it on my screen. I'm so sorry. I am seated pretty far away from my streaming setup. I think it was Zerg? welcome. I used to do nighttime drives where I would try to find areas that had as little light as possible and just like go drive. There'd be a tunnel of darkness around me on all sides. I don't think there's anything out here. I'm definitely about to hit the sector edge. We'll try running another scan. That means I failed to run the scan. My timing was bad. Yeah, there was nothing out here. That's fine though. Oh, I technically left the patrol area, so the timer stopped counting down. There's just something reassuring about driving through just my forward headlights and then a tunnel of darkness on all sides and then night ambiance, starlight, moonlight, ambient weather effect. I don't know. I don't do it anymore. It's a younger man's game, perhaps, or maybe I'm just less pensive. Or maybe the gas prices scare me and I don't want to put more miles on my CRV than I already do, but just sailing out into the darkness here makes me think about it. The weird orange interior lighting on the cramped forward cockpit space, though, bothers me here. I have to say, I love Argonian cockpits. They're definitely the best designed ones in this game. Especially the fighters. All the fighters, like the cockpit is like a classic fighter cockpit, you know, that hemispherical or bubble, and then it will pop up and move forward. So you'll stay seated, the glass will move forward, and the chair will deploy, or sorry, the ladder will deploy on the sides or on one side of you. And so it feels like it would be very easy to get into and out of. It also feels like it'd be very extremely dangerous to be in. If anything happened, you know, your cockpit just flying off of you would be wild. Is this message? Here we go. It's back. All right, yeah. The timer was counting down, even though the mission wasn't active, which is fine. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Turn that off. How is our little final destination factory here doing? It is pulling in all of the base types, helium, or it is our own Honshus are selling us energy cells, which is not what we want. We want them to be selling to a third party. But you know what's happening is that, here's the irony, is that because we don't have any energy cells in this thing, the price is going absolutely nuts. So hold on, I want to change the automatic pricing down. I want to trend it downwardly to like this, and so we'll only be buying them from our own faction if they have run out of most other places. To sell to. That should be more than enough to get started, though, however much that is. And that's like 32,000. That is enough to do one run of the substrate, for sure. For sure. You still need 12 million to get that bad boy running. That's not happening anytime soon. Not while we wait for the ore backlog to get built up. The other thing that I should be paying attention to is build times here. Yeah, these are not generating build times yet. Is it missing hull parts? It is, isn't it? That freighter we sent out to pick up hull parts, where is it? It has not even arrived. Where is this thing? It's so slow. Oh, it's about to arrive. It's about to arrive. Yeah, that was probably like 20 or 30 minutes ago. Checking this game out a bit, wondering if it's worth getting. Zerglich King. Yeah, I would say so, but that's for my taste. Of course, I'm already playing it. For you, I would say it has endless replayability, which is why it's part of the endless replayability sale. There's plenty of space fighting and mission running, which is unfortunately not what I'm doing right now. As the stream title shows you, I'm handling logistics. We created these new bases today. This is the part I find the most fun, and I have not really done a setup like this. I did mega bases, which turned out to be a bad idea for a pretty simple reason. You can only have one ship assigned to building any one base, and it can only build a certain amount at any time. And so building lots of small bases means that you can expand several bases faster. I think that patrol mission just finished. Did that kick us to -10 with Terran Protectorate? Indeed it did. And we can now test, see if we can dock at any of their stations, but given the fact that they are still pink, I believe the answer is no. They still hate us.
Autopilot engaged.
We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna kill one more criminal. We're gonna become your guys' friends. And as soon as that happens, I'd like to say I'm gonna flood them with trade goods, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. The thing that is slowing us down the most right now is bringing the hull parts in. You saw that I had a very large freighter, the Carcantura or whatever it's called, and it is so slow, and it only brings in enough for 1.25 solar panels worth, and we need to make, I think I have at least 9 being built. It's going to be a lot of trips, and so the AI that we're attempting to buy from isn't making hull parts anywhere close enough to us. We can get it
Pharmaceutical
to bring them for us. So we need to put some economic pressure on them to generate hull parts themselves and just bring them in. Yeah, we're still listed as an enemy here. We got to get at least one more good solid mission or criminal kill. So let's fly. Let's try not to get traffic hooked on us again. That would be bad. I'm saving so that if we accidentally shoot the station, they don't kill us. Accidents happen when you're engaging in close range combat. Again, using a way too large ship on criminals. There's all the civilian traffic. There we go.
vessel.
Take a look. I think he's around too many other people. We're gonna wait for him to kind of get a little away. There we go. We popped him. Please give me reputation. Give me the -9. That's all I'm asking. Give me the blue zone. Let me dock. Let me dock. Does that mean let me in? We're gonna head over here. Either way, we're gonna head over here. Whether it gives us the rep or not, there's no point to docking at a defense platform anyway.
Engaged.
The logistics dock is gonna have more for us. Oh, right. The AI sucks at taking these accelerators.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, -9. Boom. All those pinks just turned blue. We did it. You are now able to trade with the Terran Protectorate. Just as soon as we get those energy cells producing, we will do so. We're gonna turn autopilot off.
Disengaged.
We're gonna do this. Now, hold on, which way does this accelerator face? It faces this way, so I'm gonna look left. Like this, right? I'm gonna come in from the left side. Going right, I think. I'm not really sure now. Am I looking at this right? And then I'm gonna untether the flight controls. Oh, now that I'm closer, I'm clearly gonna miss this. All right, let's see if we can do a little redirect here. Nope. I mock the AI, and then I too suffer from the same error. If I had stuck to my original course when I was pointing right, I could have done this correctly. I let the visual effect fool me, and then when I got closer, it loaded in properly. All right, here we go.
Entering Neptune.
Oh, and one thing to do would be to call these guys up. That's the Sagaris Pioneers. Here's the Terrans. Call them up and ask them where their faction rep is.
I'm not helping you.
Oh, okay, that's really rude, but all right. Understandable. Have a nice day. You're a Terran ship as well. Hey, what's up, bud?
What do you want? Sending you information now.
Yes. And they are located exactly where I thought they'd be, but I just wanted to confirm that. But we are still actually headed to this station.
Orbital logistics dock.
We're just going to head inside. We're going to take a look at True Terran Tech and see what they have for sale. All right, so I need to get my ship tilted and oriented properly. What's going to happen is we're going to start accelerating because of the travel drive kicking in. As that happens, we're going to go down and right, and it should line us up better. Hold on, we got to keep going forward. All right, now we're turning, we're cutting engines. We are shifting and sliding into place. Good enough, we saved quite a bit of time there. The auto dock kicked in. Before we stand up, we need to make sure the AI captain who's piloting the ship has no orders. Perfect. I'm gonna get up and use the elevator to go aboard, I think. It'll let me do that. Ah, that's Terran air I'm breathing. It's just like regular air, but somehow it's more pretentious. The station is lagging a little bit, I think because it's so big. It is larger than most of the other places I've been. And you can tell because the trader hasn't loaded in yet. Why it's lagging. It's populating all of the NPCs in the area, and it's such a big station, it's having trouble loading them all in. They'll be here eventually. They'll show up. I got time. We're really letting these stations cook for a little bit. And the biggest problem, of course, is that we need to bring more hull parts in, but we have committed all of our freighters. So we only have one freighter bringing in hull parts. It might be worth sending this medium Aldrich over on a couple runs as well to pick up hull parts, honestly. Let's try that. I'm going to commit you to the cause, brother. Down here, we're down here. Transfer wares. Trade with. Transfer wares. I want to transfer hull parts. Maybe it's build. Storage? Yes, it is build storage. Okay. So that's going to go through one loop of trading. I'm going to send it back to go for another loop of trading. We're starting to have to pay more money because we're lowering the supply. But that is the cost of doing business. It's these kind of micro and macroeconomic trackings that we have going on. Transfer wares. We're going to transfer just enough to hit 2853. 7 over. Oh no, we're a lot more than 7 over. That's okay, we'll get down there. And we're gonna dump this over here. And that might be enough to get one solar panel building. So we still need to lock in enough to get the silicon factory building, and then the high-tech factory also needs its silicon. It needs the solar panels built. But that is what it is. Let's see how it's doing otherwise. What's it producing? It has all the basic Terran productions, protein paste, medical stuff. All that's good to have. Isn't pulling in ice is what we need. I think it has a miner assigned to it to bring in ice. Yeah, it does. It's just that probably they aren't actually building in ice. Like they're both bringing in silicon, which makes sense because the silicon prices are better. Silicon's unit value is huge. Once its allotted storage is completely full, then it will start working on the ice, I should think. It is producing metallic microlattice, so we are successfully cooking our own materials. We actually don't want to be buying microlattice. There's no way to kill that buy order. We do want to be selling carbide. We actually want to put all these things on sale. Computronic substrate, microlattice. So we're putting it on sale to everybody. As we get a little bit of substrate and as we get a little bit of carbide, we will be able to use these three materials, this triangle materials, to add to stations. So we'll be able to do things like expand the storage on this station without technically paying anything because we'll just use our own materials, which we will. The station manager will buy them from himself. The trader has loaded in the background. I didn't see when they came in, but
Here you go.
let's see what they've got. Rare spices is occasionally good. You need that for some trading quests. These seminars are great. Absolutely want the management one. We might actually use that one immediately. Let's take a look at our managers and see if any of them will benefit from it. We're going to start with the ore manager because the ore base is the most important one. I think that they won't be able to use this. No.
Over and out.
We'll take a look at the others. Silicon, absolutely. This person will absolutely get to use it. So that's going to bump them up to slightly over 2 stars, which means they can go through 2 gates now. They're located in Gaian Prophecy, so they can mine and sell as far as Antigone Memorial, which, that's one thing or another. And they can also go as far as Neptune, and I think within Neptune they're able to go everywhere within this sector border area, but even just getting to Neptune is good because the energy cells that they're going to be selling out here are going to be a big deal. That covers all of that. Shift D teleports us back to our own ship.
Something hit us.
Oh, the marine carrier is under attack in the void by a Branch 9K destroyer. Absolutely horrible. Definitely going to die out there, bud. Literally the worst encounter you could possibly have. Run. I guess, can you board them? I actually don't know if you can board these Xenon vessels. I don't think you can. Yeah. I think that this ship is dead. There's absolutely no way for them to run. Let's at least get the Marine shuttle out. And we're probably, I mean, we're going to lose the hull parts there. This is a massive loss all around. Quite bad for us. This is a huge Xenon destroyer is sitting directly over top of it. You can physically see it on the map here. So all of the guns on that Xenon destroyer face downwardly, so it being directly over it. I hadn't even noticed it was directly over it. You notice I said it was shooting down at it. That's simply just because of the way the guns are located. I knew it had to be on top of it physically. I am in a bit of trouble here. There's so many Marines on board that need to be transferred, and I don't know if I have any place to put them. I don't think I have any empty ships. Don't have any empty ships, which is a problem. This Baldric freighter is empty, which is a possibility here. So let's start with transferring Marines over. Only going to let me take negative 22, which is fine. Got 41 more Marines. I want to be able to remember later that I need to get the Marines off this guy, so I'm going to do Marines. Anybody else mysteriously low on crew members because I made mistakes? I mean, like 1 or 2 people is not explicitly helpful. You guys are loaded with crew members. Deeply unfortunate. Should have let them run close to empty. These bigger ships. There's a little possibility here. Putting Marines on an Okinawa. Somewhere out there, fate is laughing cruelly at me. On top of bailing all of our Marines into this ship, we're also going to try to sell the ship. Even though it's dying, we're going to try to sell the ship to somebody to make a little bit of money back on it and its cargo before it gets blown up. And additionally, if we sell it to someone, the faction that buys it may avenge its death. They may get upset and come out and blow whoever did it up, which is also what we want, because now our main trade route is compromised. This is very annoying, though. It's quite bad. Wow, the ship has a lot of very skilled crewmen. Nice work, dudes. My guys. I've been too good at crew management. I did not leave myself any big holes to throw Marines in. And I really, after spending so long boosting these Marines, I really don't want to let them go. Can't let you go, Marines. I literally cannot allow you to leave my employ. Am I docked? Hold on, am I docked right now? I am docked right now. All right. This is going to be a Gigabrain play. I'm going to unpause, run over to the console. Oh no, it's not letting me use the console. Hold on. Why is it not letting me use the console? Am I at the wrong one? Am I not at the captain one? I feel like I am, though. What is going on here? Let me fly my own damn ship. What is happening? You have orders or something that are preventing me from taking control? Oh my god, it has dock and wait turned on. Oh no, I left some orders on here that are deeply unfortunate. Oh man, I was gonna sell the crew members, leftover crew members I have had here to the station, and then fill the Marines into the empty spot. I don't have time to do that anymore. We've run out of time. I am in trouble. I don't know if you can do this. Can I transfer crew members to a station? Transfer crew, no empty posts. Yep, that's the problem. It's the problem. Roger, roger. Is there a ship here that's currently docked that I can dump? We literally don't have enough time, though. Even if we could do it, we don't have enough time. I'm going to lose all those veteran Marines. Very unfortunate. And every second I'm dealing with this disaster, I'm not playing the game and I'm not selling. So, let's see here. Who do I want to have get pissed off about this? The Argonians aren't doing shit. I'm going to sell it to the Sagaris for the simple reason that they're going to give me the best price because we're the closest buds. 2 million is not a good price for this, but okay. If we're lucky, the fact that this is a pioneer ship now means that they'll come intervene and blow this dude up. That was my marine carrier. But more importantly, it was also transporting the hull parts to this location. So it might need a second to update, but yep, it's now only listing the other ship's hull parts. What a pain. What a pain. Here are those frogs I built earlier that didn't get distributed. Right? Where are they at? They're waiting for orders to get going. This is a loss. This is a technical defeat. It hurts to have watched it. The machine has once again triumphed over the grace and nature of man, and it still will not let me control my own damn ship. What is going on right now? Oh, is it? It's in the process of automatically undocking. That's what's happening. I'm literally locked out until this captain finishes that command. And yet they don't appear to be in a rush to go anywhere. I'm going to try giving it a second command to see... Oh, it just says holding position now. There we go. We're going to head back to the homeland to observe events directly. Probably we're going to wrap up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Nope.
Disengage.
No autopilot. It's the autopilot's about to slam into the station. I think we'll be back next Tuesday if you want a little bit more of this, friends. We'll be back next Tuesday, probably from 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. I'll probably let the game cook for a little bit more, like leave it on overnight a couple times, and maybe what we'll concentrate on next time I run it will be, but by the time we come around again, the logistics should be kicking in, like enough spare material should have built up in my stations, and enough supply problems should have started in the Sagaris Pioneers that sales and prices will have equalized. We'll talk about that, and then we'll start doing the main story missions. So we'll do the Hatikva trade mission, and we will look for the player HQ. Although I can't even start that one until I find enough random signals but we'll get plenty of those while we're in Hatikva space. We're probably gonna save up enough money as well to buy like a medium, like heavy fighter, rather than take this Osaka all the way into Terran space. I might base the Osaka somewhere nearby to come save me if I get in a big fight, but we've already seen slamming into civilian traffic. The speed is all right. I mean, 3 kilometers a second isn't bad, but I should probably, if I'm going to be doing Hatikva missions, it's going to be a lot of transit. I want it 5K or more. I probably can't even afford to get a souped out like 10 kilometer a second Pegasus. And even if I could afford it, the Paranids will not sell it to me because I don't have their licenses. So I can't get the ship that I want. Although admittedly, the Pegasus is not really a fighter. It is the built for speed, fastest ship for sure. Not gonna let me do the good stuff. Not gonna let me do the good stuff. Just check in on ore prices here. See how they're doing. Ore and silicon, especially. Fortunately, the silicon prices next door are starting to go up. I believe they've gone up 1 and 2 points. So we can see that withholding our labor. Oh god, it's starting to sound socialist here. Oh boy, autopilot slammed directly into his ship. I saw it happening in the background. I did nothing. Hold on. Is this even... Oh my goodness. This is so bad. We're having trouble breaking free. There it is. Oh boy, I was still in full speed mode. I feel like I cannot trust the autopilot in this game. It has made so many mistakes tonight. We both took a huge amount of shield damage from that collision. Please tell me it's not about to slam into it again on autopilot. Could be close. I'm worried. That was very EVE Online. Prevents someone from making a warp jump or whatever it's called between gates. Just slamming into them. So their ship physically bounces. Always a good plan.
Entering system. Gaian prophecy.
I'm going to turn the autopilot off once it gets us underway. Where was I? Something really Marxist. We're withholding our goods and our labor, and now prices and demand are increasing. Well, actually, ore prices are... Ore demand is plummeting. So, yeah, someone out there is selling to them, and they're making a good buck in the process.
Autopilot. Disengage high-tech factory.
Here is the station I designed myself. We've arrived at what will temporarily be our corporate headquarters, but is probably going to be something more like a backwater outpost branch manager. It'll be running the Sagaris Pioneers branch. It does seem like we have quite a few miners and freighters docked to this bad boy. It makes me think that we don't have nearly enough cargo drones working. Is that cargo drone moving right there? Yeah, we need to get more going out here. There must be a miner like directly over top of me. We're gonna take a look at what we've got here. We got a full load of energy cells. Interesting. We built up almost 30% stock on ore. It's always good. We have no methane, so the methane must be all getting pulled out of this station and being shipped directly to Gaian Prophecy. It's got a little bit of methane and they're using it to cook silicon carbide, which again is fine. That silicon carbide sells for quite a bit. I would rather sell the pure methane, but we are not finding buyers. We aren't generating enough of it. I think we need more miners. We have these big factory complexes, but we're not building up enough goods in them. We're going to want to consider more gas miners. I believe are in great need. I've gone very light on, I mentioned it earlier, I went pretty light on gas miners, and you can clearly see here that like methane, hydrogen, very low supply. Helium's coming in big though. I don't know what's going on there, but it's probably that the helium isn't being used. It's just going directly into the metallic microlattice, which doesn't use very much helium in the process. We may want to consider making several metallic microlattice facilities. Not sure. We definitely need more base miners pulling things in. We don't really have a lot of money to make that happen, but I think it might be time to invest. Not sure. Unfortunately, we just lost our marine freighter, so stealing more... that's also pretty cheesy. I shouldn't rely on boarding operations to solve all my problems. It's too cheesy, too cheesy. I think I need to buy a freighter to get back out there, get back on the land. I want a large freighter, actually. I probably can't afford one, but I need to be bringing in a huge amount of parts. How much do these Okinawas I've been stealing cost? They cost 8,000. Sorry, 8 million. So when I sell them, they cost like 1 to 2 million, which really tells you that they give a 4 to 6 times markup on ship sales, which is infuriating. But it feels great when you make your own shipyard and then they buy from you. Then the situation is reversed and you get really good prices on stuff. We clearly cannot afford this Okinawa, so I need to get another Baldric going, maybe even 2, but let's just say 1 for now. We're gonna get this Baldric going and use it to ship hull parts in. Once we get that back underway, the Baldric's hull parts will begin manufacturing the solar panels here. Solar panels, very expensive. We're putting a lot of our money into creating them. When that is done, they will then begin printing free money for us to sell to the Terrans, to give us Terran rep, to give us more money, and to allow us to move into Terran territory.
Docking permission granted.
We are taking big hits now to get huger rewards later down the line. And this is where we need to be selling our silicon for sure. Forget the other place. 146 over here. That's the good pricing. People are paying paltry sums. The paltriest. An insult to my house, truly. This Honshu is still waiting to unload his goods. Problem. Is that K still out here? I don't want to bring the Honshu anywhere in the area. Hard to tell. The traffic doesn't seem to be affected, so I think it might be clear to come over here. Very difficult to say. I'm probably gonna want to manually drive this thing in there. Where's that marine shuttle? We're gonna land it on that, won't you? When I get nearby, we'll just rebase on it. Dock and wait. There you go. My marines and my precious Carcatura. Well, well, well. Another damn K ruining my day. It's not even a branch 9I. That's the really bad one. It's huge. How am I doing on money? Oh, this is a paltry sum. A mere 220,000. Not that paltry, but it really hurts me actually. We're gonna transfer into build. We're gonna loop it again as well. And that should fill out the orders and finally finish one of these. There should be a hull parts up here, right? Yeah. We're gonna set the other one to do this as well. That way they'll all have looped at least 2, maybe 3 times. Keep them busy for a little while we work in the background. Trade wares with build storage. You're 1 too much. Put the last one over here. We also need to rename this into Medium Freighter Baldric. Last action for the night. Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with me. Even the people that thought I was doing intro hour alone and I was having a very lonely time. Thank you for coming out to spend time with me because you thought I was truly audience listening alone. We're gonna be back tomorrow night for intro hour, which will actually be happening. And I'll see you Tuesday if you'll be back here, audience, for more of X4. Now, I'm going to end the stream, but I'm going to leave this and let it run. I'm not going to be playing around with it that much, but I am going to let it run for a few days to just build up some cash reserves and some logistics reserves. Rather than, see, like, if you were playing this while you let these things build up, you could go run missions and stuff, or manually mine or something like that. But I want to make sure that I have a lot built up so that next time I can immediately be like, okay, this is what the logistics network works like now that it has fully had time to mature and the money's rolling in. I showed you the factories, showed you how to build them, how to get the network up, but we simply do not have the time to wait for all of these bars to begin filling. I mean, we are making Computronic substrate, which is a difficult thing to make. It costs a lot to make. You've got a lot of 3 different base materials plus energy cells, which we aren't producing. These are energy cells from one of our ships that we stole. We stole the ship and the cargo in it we dropped. We dropped off here. There's a lot going on, and we've started production. But my hope is that Tuesday when we come back, these bars will be more full, a lot more will be going on, and we can talk about the next stage of trading, moving into Earth, doing some story missions, and then maybe even doing some Earth story missions so that we can see what it's like working for the big boys. But I also want to get the player HQ, which is the real priority to get teleport. So we're going to do some beginner to intermediate basics again. I feel like I've talked this point to death. You guys have a good night. Or day. Good time zone, really.